Blog Talk Radio.
10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire LCS Hockey.
And you can tell your ma, you can tell your pa, I'm going to send you back to Arkansas, Stanley Cup champions, 2017, the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Fresh from the bench, it's Crosby. Crosby on Kunitz, a shot. Penguins win it, and they go to the final.
Past Kessel, the run, he scores! Kessel penetrates, shoots, he scores! And Sherry trying to take it away, he does. Center Crosby, scores!
Bob time, Bob time, Bob time, Bob time, Bob time.
He shoots and scores!
Malkin to save the shot. Goal!
What a save by Fleury, absolutely robbing Ovechkin with the blocker, and he has a smile ear to ear right now. Oh, what a save by the Flower.
Got Wilson ahead, he got it on to Bonino! He scores! Here comes Gensel, he's got Crosby. Scores!
Turns, shoots, what a save. Rebound, a beauty of a save by Murray.
It's given to Malkin, then it drops it. Now it is peeled off by Massat. Jammed one on and first it up. And the Penguins keep the pressure on again. To the slot, it's Brownie. Save Anderson. Another try. Bonino! Cross, Dumoulin ahead, and here's Crosby on a breakaway. He scores! Down with a couple of predators. Ahead comes Hainsey. And then Kessel. And then Malkin. And Hainsey scores! Yep, Kunitz to the outside. Got it back to Schultz. And a shot by White. Rebound off the board. They score! The Penguins have scored. It is Hornquist. And Subban can't catch up to it. Along comes Hagelin moving on in. He scores! Hagelin with 13.6 to go. And the Penguins celebrate at the bench. They almost blocked their coach to the net. And the Pittsburgh Penguins again are the Stanley Cup champions.
And we're off. It's Summer Alternative Programming Eve. It is the LCS Hockey Radio Show, brought to you as always by BackpagePress.com and by the #1 non-updated hockey site in all the land, LCSHockey.com. LCS, let's get this shit over with. All right, Mike Dell, what's going on, buddy?
Larry, a good job with that intro.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah,
Larry,
whipped that up today.
Magic.
Yeah, I can do what I can.
Yeah, 5-time champs, Larry. 5 times.
Five times. So, you pretty excited, huh?
I'm very excited. So, yeah, we'll recap the Penguins' Stanley Cup victory. And then I believe you saw Wonder Woman, right?
I saw Wonder Woman, yep. Saw the
Talk
Wonder
about
Woman.
that. And then, Money in the Bank this weekend. That means LCS Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Well.
Oh, okay. All right.
And do we have a guest, Larry?
Yeah, Sean Leahy said he would call in some point after 9 when little Drinky McGee passes out.
All right. Little Drinky McGee. Yeah, for those who aren't aware, our buddy Sean Leahy, he got the boot. He got the axe from Yahoo.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, we're going to find out tonight what happened.
Well, I don't want to speak out of turn here, but I think it was the stealing office supplies.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to say Wyshynski, Illuminati. That's all I'm going to say, Mike Dell.
Well, apparently, we'll get Leahy's take on it, but I think it was your friends Verizon, Larry. They purchased Yahoo, and when they did, they cut like 2,100 people. They just said, boom, we're cutting a shit ton of people.
Ugh. God, cut down on staff, cut down on internet. Verizon's a fucking jackass. All right, I think Sean Leahy's here.
All right, bring on Puck Daddy, Sean Leahy.
Sean Leahy, who canceled?
I'm gonna help you the best that I can.
But I just enjoyed the crunchy orange balls.
Sean Leahy.
Sean Leahy?
Hi, is this the right place to call regarding the open position for Sidney G's litter box cleaner?
Yes, it is. I could use
good.
the help, actually. So, yes, please come on over. But Sean Leahy, thanks for joining us. I know we were just telling the kids earlier today, you announced on the Twitter that you're no longer going to be with Puck Daddy after, like, what, the 4th, whatever day, the 19th or something like that?
July 14th, yeah.
July 14th. All right, so now just crushing news for all of us in the LCS hockey family. I would. Right, Larry?
I mean, it's fucking bullshit. I don't know what happened, but it's still wrong. I don't know what happened. What happened?
Now, Leahy, as I was telling everybody, you finally got caught for stealing office supplies. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I have in my office, I have an entire closet dedicated to yellow highlighters. So
yeah,
I have at least 4,000 of them, just in case, because
like
you never know.
Yeah,
you never know when you're going to run out.
Supplies.
Scotch tape is cheap.
It's the Verizon merger, right? Like the Verizon just came in, and then they just started whacking people from Yahoo. Is that what happened?
Yeah, well, I mean, they also got Yahoo. They picked up Yahoo, Huffington Post, and I think a couple other places. But like 2,100 people were part of the cutbacks, and a lot of it was mostly like redundancies. So like Verizon already had people in place for certain positions, and they didn't want to keep the people in the Yahoo positions, and then they cut.
They
some
already had a
writers
Puck
and bloggers.
Daddy. They're like, we already got a Puck Daddy.
Look, I don't know. I couldn't explain to you why. Why myself and some of the other sports bloggers.
What about
got cut. Well, they need someone to write about hockey, right? And he's actually, because he's a big deal. He's on a contract, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he just shoved you under the bus and said, "I'm out of here. See ya." Now, you were at Yahoo, what 9 years? Is that correct?
Yeah, I've been at Puck Daddy since day one, April 2008.
So this radio show has been around longer than you were at Puck Daddy. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm. You know how the Saturday Night Live hosts get like a 5-timers jacket, like Alec Baldwin and John Goodman. You guys should get me like a 25-timer, smoking jacket or a crown for being on the show all these years for almost 10 years now.
Well, you've been on more than 5 times.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, probably.
Well, Leahy,
he's going to be on the show a lot more now.
Yeah, every week. Come on now.
Yeah,
so
what's for free.
Now, hopefully everything's all right. Now, what's the plan? What's the next step for Sean Leahy? What's going to happen next?
Well, I have a nice severance package that'll.
Oh, really?
Forward. So.
But wait, let me stop you there. Larry, can you fire me from the show and give me a severance package?
Just D's nuts.
That's all right.
I've always wanted to explore, stripping or porn. So I know those are options with lots of different routes to get in. So I might check that out.
Speaking of porn,
Puck Daddy. Puck Daddy.
They call me Fuck Daddy.
Inside Shirley's Temple 2, starring Puck Daddy, Sean Leahy.
White Lightning,
Fuck Daddy, that's pretty awesome.
Oh, this is pretty good. Oh, I'm eagerly awaiting this career change. But
well, I got news for you, Leahy. If you're not making that Yahoo bank anymore, I might have to change my Twitter handle to I kind of like Sean Leahy.
So you just love me? You just love me for money?
I mean, I have needs, and I have a means that I'm expected to live above, and if
maybe
you
should sell one of your 400 Funkos.
Yeah, I could.
Well, Leahy, if things get dire over there and you need help, Larry and I are here for you. We'll chip in. We'll do whatever to keep you afloat. You understand this, right?
Yeah, just like we were going to meet up in Pittsburgh, by the way. Let's tell the people what happened over the last 2 weeks, okay? Let me tell. So as everyone knows, Mike, Dell, and Larry were planning to meet up with me during the Stanley Cup final when the Penguins had home games. This was the whole. No. You be quiet. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. And we had it all planned up. Yeah, we were going to get together one night. You know, you guys were going to come down to Pittsburgh. So for games 1 and 2, start of the series, Larry had something going on. You were probably
very busy
watching porn or something, and it didn't happen. Okay, Game 5, they come back for the series. The Penguins don't sleep. They come back for Game 5 for a couple more days.
Yep.
You guys, you got your magazine. Larry's got to wake up at like 4:30 in the morning. You know, I'm in Pittsburgh. I was in Pittsburgh for like 7 days total over a 2-week span. And you know who reached out to me? You guys know, but the people listening don't know. You know, of all people who reached out to me to hang out, Jim Iovino, the man who,
Jim Iovino.
when he was working in New York City once a week for, I don't know, 3-4 years or whatever it was, ignored me, never reached out to call me. But the first day I'm in Pittsburgh, he sends me a message, wants to meet up. I end up having dinner at a nice Argentinian place with him and Zippy. Zippy, the one trip was there.
Zippy?
Yeah. At this place called Gaucho, which is, I don't know, by Holy's fish market around that area. Delicious sandwiches we had. Yeah, Woolies, that's what it is. And then afterward, we go to this place called Ham Bones. Okay. And it's open mic night.
Oh,
and
no.
Okay.
We sit down, and on the stage is the mysterious, as they introduced him, Todd Teacher. So I got a live performance from Todd Teacher where he also played I Am Your Tom Barrasso by request. It was an amazing, amazing night. I got to meet Todd Teacher after all of these years. And that dude is as funny in person as he is on the show. He's amazing.
Yeah. There's a lot of questions this brings up. I got a lot of questions to ask about this.
But first off, hold on.
Yeah.
First off, now keep in mind, Leahy had Mike Dell and I come down. That night never happened. So I mean, and we could never live up to that. So technically, I mean, we helped.
Well,
you
I was
out.
there
You
like
owed us
6
money.
other days. You know.
I know, but it would have never been.
Well, here's the thing: we were waiting for Game 7. Like
you guys were waiting
7.
for Game 9.
And then it didn't happen. But Leahy, if I had come down to visit you, I would have just talked to you for 2 hours about, you know, child trafficking and government corruption. And you would have killed yourself. So it would have been a terrible week.
I would have gotten more updates on your lack of a love life, apparently, or whatever ladies you've been playing for the last year and a half.
Ladies, I'm not talking to. But
in all
it
fairness,
a depressing evening for everyone involved.
Listen, Mike Dell can vouch for this. I did call him for Game 5.
Yes, he
thinking
did.
that,
he did.
Yeah, and I said, are we going to go down and see Leahy tomorrow? If so, I'm going to take Friday off. And he said, no, they're playing tomorrow. We'd have to go down tonight. And I said, oh, shit, fuck it.
Yeah.
So you fucked up.
I did
no.
fuck up.
Wait, here's the thing, Leahy. You never said, hey, come down and see me. So I was just like, well, if he said something to me, if he went, I'll go down, you know. But I'm not going to say anything. And then you never said anything.
We said something before we were saying things for weeks leading up to the series. You know.
Yeah, I know, but that's like that's just
he needed one more sign from God.
Yeah, I need some definite symbol, like boom.
You know how many more miles you would have been able to put on your car driving from Pittsburgh to Pittsburgh?
All I know is Jim Iovino reached out to you. He didn't reach out to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
no one said anything to me.
Of honor.
Yeah. Now, so you go. Was this the first time you ever? Well, you've met Zippy before, right?
No, actually, I never have.
Really?
Really?
Huh?
Yeah.
I thought you'd have met Zippy.
I actually when game against the Caps, Jim Iovino invited me out to meet him and Zippy at.
Oh, Leahy, you're breaking up. You're breaking up, Leahy.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Okay.
When the Penguins had the outdoor game years ago against the Caps, Jim Iovino invited me out one night when I was there with Zippy to go to the Rivers Casino, but it ended up being a really late night for me work-wise because I was there by myself. So that was the only chance I would have had to meet Zippy. So that was the first time getting to hang out with him.
All right. Well, what was your?
And let me tell you, standing next to Zippy
car?
and Jim Iovino, standing next to Jim Iovino and Zippy for a couple hours, I
You're
felt
a
like a giant. Yeah, I felt like Elegante. It was amazing.
So
did you see Zippy's car? One Dr. Chimp. Did he have that down there?
No, he ended up parking, I think, down the road from because I went with Jim Ivino, so he ended up meeting us there. So I didn't see his car. What kind of car does he have?
I don't even know what kind of car it was, but his license plate was
Volkswagen of some sort.
One DR Chimp for Wonder Chimp, but we always said one Dr. Chimp.
Yeah,
Dr. Chimp.
One Dr. Chimp.
But Matthew was not there. Is that correct? His brother Matthew.
No, I think they said didn't he just have a kid or something?
Yeah, he's married now and has a kid. So
yeah,
his life fucked. Yeah.
Exactly.
So now, when you guys went to Ham Bones and Todd Teacher comes out on stage, this was planned, right? This wasn't just serendipitous. Like
it was planned.
Okay.
Todd had actually sent Zippy a text earlier that evening.
Oh, okay.
And was like, and let him know he was at Ham Bones. So we actually got to Ham Bones around 9, and we hung out at the bar because Todd didn't go on for a good 45 minutes. So we just had a couple of drinks by the bar, and then when it was closer to Todd's time, we went into the main room and sat down and checked out the show, which was very, very interesting because you had one guy.
How many people were there?
Well, you get it's either 2 songs or 10 minutes. And there was a good amount of people in the room, watching. I mean, a lot of them were people that were participating eventually, but
more than 50? Or
no, it was less than 50. Less than 50 for sure. Maybe 30, 25, 30 people.
Still a good number.
There was a kid who freestyle rapped, which was funny. There was a comedian who was not very good. He was kind of scary. Kind of scary. There was a dude who is a professional guitarist. He played this guitar solo. It was really good. It was really, really good. And then you had Todd come on, and Todd did Todd's thing, and he was very interesting. And it was just great to see because he pulls out this giant Casio keyboard, and the background for when he sang Tom Barrasso, he told us that he actually drove through some town and recorded the sounds in the air. So the background of that song was him driving through some town. It was the wind, all the background noise of the cars and some trains. It was an experience. And then he sang through Tom Barrasso, and it was amazing. It was great, and the people loved it.
Really?
So the people all know him there because the dude, like I said, the dude who introduced him was he introduced him as the mysterious Todd Teacher. So he has a rep there.
Now, does he wear a special outfit or anything? How's he dressed? Is he a showman?
No, he was just normal. He wasn't wearing any kind of space costume or anything. Just normal, nothing crazy.
Now, did you request Tom Barrasso? Did you or Zippy, or was it?
No, we asked him if he would play it because I guess he just the part where he played those background noises. I guess that was just going to be what he was going to do, but because we asked him to, I guess he added the I'm your Tom Barrasso part during that section of the second half of his set. So
he improvised.
It was special. It was a special night, man. It was something else for sure. Unforgettable.
Teach. So then, so after the show, after the performance, you said the crowd went wild. And,
people loved it. I was expecting, even for some of the other people who weren't very good, I was expecting, what the hell is going on? Yeah. But people, I guess it's a very welcoming, welcoming crowd, that place, with open mic night. So people were very supportive.
Did anyone have to follow Todd, or was he the last one?
No, there's people. He wasn't the last one. I think there was a bunch of people there, and but after he went, there was one more girl. One girl was singing with a ukulele about Bernie Sanders. But then after that, it was getting late, so we left. I'm sure there were more
Bernie
people.
Sanders.
Yeah,
so
it was interesting.
Now, when you got to meet Todd and actually speak with him, what was that? What was your first impression? What was that whole experience like?
Basically, I think how you told me when we met last year, when he's exactly the same in person as he is on the show. And his timing, his comedic timing when he just replies to things, it's perfect. It's perfect and it's just hilarious.
Well, by timing, there's
amazing.
usually a delay, is what you're saying.
That delay really builds up to his response. It really adds to the comedic timing of it all.
It really makes a podcast seem long, though.
Well, that's why you guys have been pushing 3 hours the last couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
I hear ya.
I mentioned this on last week's show, but Todd is in the process of putting together a book of poetry. It's called Private Poetry, and it should be I've been helping him get it together, and I finished it up the other night, and I sent it to him, and I told him, you got to release it. You got to do it because, like on Amazon, you have to supply tax info and stuff, and I can't do that for him. So I'm trying to tell him, you got to do this in order to publish it. But once he does that, it'll be out in the world.
Oh boy.
It's 81 poems, I believe, or roughly around there. 81 pages, probably maybe about 75 poems or so, because I guess there's some blank pages in there. But yeah, it's good times. So get ready. Maybe by next week, if he gets around.
Well, maybe now I could be his tour manager or something.
Yes, that's right. You could be my literary agent. Do you want to be my agent?
Yeah, I get some gigs.
My agent just disappeared. You can be my agent. So it was quite the night on the town with Todd and Jim and Zippy. Any other stories of note from that evening?
I was on TV a couple times after Game 6 on the ice.
Yeah, I saw you. Our buddy the Ryan.
Ryan saw me last year as well. He tweeted a picture. So Ryan's got a great eye for Sean Leahy when he's on the ice.
Where in the world is Sean Leahy? He finds them all the time.
Yeah.
And all right, so I guess we should get into the final a little bit, huh? Because that was exciting.
Sure.
Hey, before we talk hockey, I got to ask a question. See if this has ever happened to you guys, because earlier Sean Leahy mentioned Puck Daddy and stuff, but the other day, I think it was yesterday, I'm doing my thing here, if you know what I'm saying.
Do we need to hear this?
Yeah, listen, I got a question.
I don't like where this is going.
This is one of those.
Now, Larry, we talked on the phone earlier, and you said there's something you wanted to talk about, but you want to tell me what it was. Is this it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Like,
I just saving until I came on.
Yeah, I just figured, I want to get, a couple different opinions. Am I the only one that this happens to or whatever? But, yesterday, I was, doing my thing and stuff. And so, I'm getting,
and by thing, you mean reading.
Yeah, I'm reading. But, I'm reading at a good pace. I'm almost done with the book and stuff. And so, the movie I'm watching while I'm reading this book... it's just
was Scott Pilgrim. Still help me if it's Scott Pilgrim.
No. It's just regular old, just regular one dude, one girl, just doing their thing. Okay. But all right. So I'm she's laying on the couch or whatever, and he's kind of standing, and they're going to town or whatever. So I'm real close, and then the camera pans back, and all of a sudden I noticed that the guy's wearing plain, generic black Skechers. And, for some reason, automatically I start focusing on the shoes this guy has on. I immediately, first off, why does he have tennis shoes on? And, why just cheap Skechers? Doesn't the porn industry pay better than that? And I start, assessing those sorts of things. Then I finished, and then, I wasn't sure, why? Yeah, was it my conversation with the financial aspects of
I think what you discovered is you discovered a fetish that you like.
You know what the worst part of focusing on a dude's shoes while watching porn is?
It wasn't that. It was I couldn't help but notice the guy's completely naked, but yet he's got gym shoes on for some reason, and it made no sense.
Again, Larry, I think the problem is you're looking at the guy.
Yeah, you're focusing on the wrong things here. You're looking at the aesthetics of porn. Come on.
I'm telling you, it happened quick. I couldn't help.
I
immediately focused on that. It just went
So now
the
sequel is you've been reading to guys in Skechers now ever since.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that what you toss in the search box on RedTube?
Yeah.
Well, Larry, I can honestly say. Oh yeah, do you have a question, Larry? Were you going to ask us a question about this?
Does anything weird ever happen with you guys?
No, I can honestly say
nothing weird ever happens. Nothing weird ever pops into your head while you're going to town. Nothing.
Honestly,
never once.
I'm usually pretty focused.
I usually just think about you, Larry.
Nothing about a horse or your mom. Nothing like that.
Usually just Oscar. That's all I'm thinking.
All right,
Good Lord, Larry.
I'm glad you saved that story for us, though.
Yeah, this is good radio content.
Yeah.
This is almost as good as the Ed reading off sports scores.
I guess so.
Now I'm just gonna.
All right, I'm done.
Everyone should just tweet Larry pictures of Skechers.
Once again, not into Skechers. Just why not Nike?
Apparently,
why not
Skechers,
a better shoe? I don't understand. Why not a better brand? Doesn't that guy make enough money to buy something better than Skechers?
Well, dudes don't make money in porn. Yeah.
But why not Jordans? They're only I could buy Jordans. They're only $100. Why didn't he have Jordans on? Why Dad Skechers?
Because Skechers are probably washable. Throw them in the.
Yeah, exactly. They're easy to clean off.
Easy to clean.
I guess Nikes can't be that hard. What about them
Spray.
Lorenzo Ball guy or something?
I have no idea. No idea what you're talking about. All right.
You don't know who Lorenzo Ball is?
I do not, actually. I do not. Is he a basketball player of some sort?
Lonzo Ball, you mean?
Oh, Lonzo Ball. Yeah. Well, I'm close.
He's one of the top picks next week for the NBA.
Oh, no idea.
His dad is the typical sports dad. He has two younger brothers, and they're all supposed to be really, really good at basketball. And his dad is
Marinovich.
You remember? I was just gonna say, it's like Norm Marinovich, just like that kind of guy. But he doesn't work them out like he used to do with Todd. He's just very boisterous in his marketing, and I think he said his son, the guy who's going to get drafted next week, he's better than Michael Jordan, shit like that. He's just crazy.
But here's the thing, though, Mike Dell. From what I understand, this kid's only played 1 year of college basketball. He released his own shoe line, and they're $500 a piece. And if you want them autographed, it's $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah, the kid is really good.
No, not really.
He's really good, and he went to UCLA, and the dad, they're from LA, I think and the dad said his kid's only going to play for the Lakers, and I think the Lakers have the number 2 pick or number 3 pick. So I wonder if the teams ahead of him will, pick him or, be scared off from him. But yeah, he seems like a guy who you don't want his dad around the team for sure.
How about I think we see a new career for Leahy. What about Net Daddy?
Net Daddy,
Mr.
Yeah,
Swish.
I can play basketball, but I haven't really been able to watch a lot of basketball in the past 9 years or so. Especially the fact that the Knicks have sucked. The Knicks sucked for a long time, so it's kind of drained my interest in basketball.
Hey Leahy, when you mentioned this kid going in the NBA draft, I tweeted earlier that I just heard today that Adam Foote and Curtis Lesheshin's sons are going to be drafted this year. And
yeah, that happens every year. There's always a number of kids.
I am so fucking old. Yeah.
You want? Here's another one too. You guys remember the 2002 World Series when J.T. Snow, the Giants, scooped up Dusty Baker's kid during that play at home? The old Dusty Baker's kid just got drafted by the Nationals yesterday.
Oh my goodness!
Right? How crazy is that?
Dusty Baker's kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was decades.
How old is his kid? 50?
that happened 15 years ago.
Dusty was really old, but he was getting
3.
it done. Yeah, he was getting
it
done.
But Dusty Baker's 109, isn't he? God damn.
He's like the Ed. He's getting the young ladies and impregnating them.
I guess.
So, yeah. Wow. Yeah, we're old. All right, getting back to the final. Sean Leahy, Pittsburgh, Nashville. Penguins won, Leahy. I don't know if you heard. They won 6 games. And I think Larry and I are very excited because they have 5 Stanley Cups, back-to-back Stanley Cups, and it's over.
It's over!
Oh, my God. What a grind.
Over.
What a fucking grind that was. Oof. Larry, did you enjoy it at all? The whole grind?
No, I hated every minute of it, but now that it's over, I'm really glad that the Penguins won, and I'm real pumped up about it. But I am not ready. I will not go back until 2018. I'm taking a 6-month break. Fuck you guys.
Wow.
Yeah, fuck it. Break. I'll see you in February.
Leahy, what did you think of the final? It was an interesting final. It was quirky. That's it.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. It wasn't the greatest looking hockey. No, but and it wasn't obviously there weren't too many close games, unlike last year with the Sharks, where I think every game except from the 1 or 2 were within a goal. But there were certainly some interesting swings of momentum as we saw in the first 2 games. And,
yes.
Obviously, Game 5 was, from a Penguins perspective, was pretty awesome. And then Game 6 was certainly tight, and there goes Patrick Hornquist scoring yet another big goal in the Stanley Cup Final for the Penguins.
And the ice in down there in Tennessee was quite the experience. Ian Cole said it was the worst ice he's ever played on at any level of hockey.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be anywhere this time of year, and I'm sure. I think there was between games 5 and 6 because they had those extra days, those 2 extra days. I think they had a concert there at the arena before game 6, so certainly that played a big role in the crappy ice. No, actually, I think it was Tom Petty. I want to say.
Wow,
Tom Petty played one of those arenas there in the final, so it might have been there.
Yeah. Now, was this your first time in Nashville, or have you been there before?
No, we were there last year when they had the All-Star game.
Oh, that's right.
But this was the first time we were at a Predators game experiencing the home crowd, and it was just like you saw on TV. It was an awesome time in the arena, and it was an awesome time because the arena is right downtown, right across the street is called Broadway, where it's the giant strip of bars and restaurants, and right where they had the big screen, which I'm sure you guys saw on TV, and it was just awesome. A lot of energy and just a great atmosphere in Nashville, and it was a really fun time. You go to those games there, and it's like one big party. I mean, the fans are pretty much standing for most of the game. They're giving the team a standing ovation during the TV timeouts, and it was very cool to see. It was an awesome experience.
Now, at any time there, were you paranoid like the whole time that Aaron C. Thompson was going to jump you and continue the LCS wrestling feud that you have?
Yeah, I was keeping my eyes open for Aaron C. Thompson in case he ran in with the briefcase to exchange the money in the bank and just try and get the title back or
Well, the Money in the Bank will be this weekend, Leahy. You're in the Money in the Bank match. You're one of the contenders. So, get ready.
But, wait, let me ask you this. I saw on Twitter one of the Pittsburgh media guys said that Columbus, D.C., and Ottawa's buildings were all louder than Nashville. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't have my decibel meter out, but there were buildings as loud as Nashville for sure. I mean, any building in the NHL in the Stanley Cup Final is going to be loud. Pittsburgh was loud at parts. They're just different crowds and different experiences. I mean, no one building is better than the other. They're all. I was in Columbus for the All-Star game a couple years ago, and that was awesome. Obviously, Nashville was fun. I've been in D.C. for games when the Capitals are good, and it's great there. So every arena is a good time when the team's playing in a big game.
And any time an underdog team comes out of nowhere and starts winning, they always say the home crowd is crazy. Remember when they played the North Stars in '91? The Welcome to the Jungle. They call it the Jungle. Welcome to the Jungle. And Calgary, when they ran to the final that year, everyone's making a big deal.
I don't really think of Minnesota as a jungle.
I know, but they were going nuts. The crowd is so intense. It's just par for the course. It was their hook, and they used it, so good for them. But that ice was dreadful. But Game 6, Leahy, the blown call. Everyone complaining about that.
Oh, my God. That was bullshit.
Yeah, what can you do? I mean, just an unfortunate thing, and you feel bad for the Preds, but hey, fuck it. What can you do?
And look, you're right. It sucks. That should have been a goal. I don't know why. I understand when they do the quick whistles if there's like a crowd around the goalie to protect the goalie from those whacks. But there was no one really around Murray, so I don't know why they blew the quick whistle. And it's obviously sucks for the Predators, but they also did get a bunch of power plays the rest of the game. They had that 5-on-3 as well, and
they did everything
Murray
they could to make up for the fact that they blew that goal. They didn't call anything on the Predators, and they called everything they could on the Penguins. It was ridiculous. That two-man advantage.
It's going to happen.
That 5-on-3, that penalty they called on Daly was absurd. That was so stupid, that roughing call, to put them down by 2 men in the Stanley Cup Final. It was insane. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but, again, we've talked about this before. I mean, there is no conspiracy to favor the Penguins or any team.
It's
just the refs are bad. Yeah, they're just bad.
There's
no plan. This is a league that has had 3 lockouts in the last 20 years or whatever it is.
Probably more, yeah.
To think they can conspire to make sure one team wins, I don't think it's possible.
That's the same thing when you're investigating the government stuff. Is this a conspiracy or is it just incompetence? Mostly, it's a lot of times it's just incompetence. People are stupid, and the NHL is the worst. They're the worst. But about that quick whistle, though, think back to 2008 when the Penguins were playing the Red Wings at Game 6 in Pittsburgh. If the Penguins would have got a quick whistle then, who knows? They may have won that Stanley Cup. But remember, that was the one where the puck fell behind Fleury, and it looked like he had it. Everyone thought he had it.
He squirted it on his butt, and it went in, right?
Yeah, and it went in. But the difference being the referee in that instance was actually behind the net, and he could see the puck the whole time, where this ref wasn't. And the quick whistle like that, especially when you have two refs on the ice, you think you would let that trail referee, but you're caught up in the moment. You don't see it, you know?
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. There is, I guess there is a little loophole. Oh, Larry, am I all right?
Yeah, you're all right.
All right. I guess there is like a little loophole in that rule that if it's a continuation play, like if that puck had fallen through Murray and went in the net, even though the whistle had blown, they could technically still call it a goal. But because it wasn't a continuation that Sissons had to actually tap it in, they can't say it's a goal.
Yeah, and I mean, the players are taught to play to the whistle, so as soon as they play, as soon as they hear the whistle, they're gonna, stop or slow down their play and not react in a normal way because they think the play's being blown dead. Because in that situation, they think Murray has the puck and they're going to cover him for a faceoff. But it's just, it sucks, and it's just again, it's is that something that they want the GMs want to have review for? It's a tough call, but it's a situational play. It's like intent to blow, right? The referee thinks the puck is stopped and he blows the whistle dead because he can't see the puck.
Yeah.
All it is just if one of them is in better position, then there's no issue and it's a goal.
At least in this instance, the whistle actually did blow and then he put it in the net. You mentioned the intent to blow thing, which is ridiculous, but I've seen that happen many times where the referee says, I was meaning to blow the whistle, and in the time it took him to get his whistle to his lips, if the puck goes in, it still doesn't count. It's like,
well,
that's
the rule. That's in the rule.
I know.
Like, as soon as they decide in their mind, it's not the actual act of blowing the whistle. It's in their mind that they decide to raise it. It's when it stops. But look, it's a fast sport. You have split-second decisions. The referees on the ice level, they're not up a high seeing. They're seeing it from their angle. So there's going to be missed calls. The one issue is the offside rule, where guys enter the zone offside by a toenail.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
But a goal is not scored for 45 seconds later, and it's called back. That's got to be tweaked for sure. To me, I would just go NHL '94 style. No more offside. Get rid of it completely. Seriously, because you're not going to have teams aren't going to have one guy cherry pick the whole game because you don't want to be 5-on-4 in the other zone.
No.
You can't. They'll use that strategically at the end of a game.
I'm telling you,
a goal or something.
You have to have offside for that reason because teams would start. It wouldn't happen right away, but teams would start doing weird shit, and you'd have guys you need offside, but just get away. That rule's ridiculous, though. Like, they got to get away with that. Just call it on the ice.
I mean, if that's the case, then you have to tweak the rule because even if a guy is offside by a toenail, that's still he's offside. So you have to call it that way, as ridiculous as it is. So they just got to tweak the rule a little bit to ease up on the strictness of it or whatever. But that's what they got to do.
Now, what about Hornquist though getting that winner? And by the way, that goal was the first minute of period 2. So if the other 39 minutes of the game, Nashville suck it up, score another goal. Big deal.
The disallowed goal, you mean?
Yeah, the disallowed goal.
Yeah. I mean,
but people are saying that's why they lost. That's why no. If you're a Stanley Cup champion, you overcome that. The reason you didn't overcome it because you're not a champion. That's why. So don't worry about it.
And again, they had all those power plays to try and score. Burry was fantastic with another shutout, and Hornquist. I mean, I don't know how many people know this, but he was the last pick in the 05 draft, from the Predators, traded for James Neal, and you just knew as that game went on and it remained scoreless, whether it was the Penguins or the Predators, it was going to come down to some sort of ugly goal, and that's the type of goal that Patrick Hornquist specializes in. And sure enough, he was there right by the net to put home the rebound.
That definitely was an ugly goal, and it was like Rene had been good throughout the game, but he was getting a little lucky. He was fighting the puck a little in the second, And on that shot, he overplayed it. He didn't need to slide out of the net to try and get that shot that was off the net, and it cost him because then he was able to bank it in off his elbow. But even that goal, as ugly as it was, it really is a beautiful thing to watch in slow motion. Like the way the puck hits the boards, it rolls up the back of the net, spins, and then he
bats it out of midair.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then how about first of all, how poetic is it that Hornquist gets the winner? Like you mentioned, Nashville and everything. But if there's one guy that exemplifies this Penguin team, it's him. Like how scrappy and just determined, and he just keeps plugging away. And you look at they traded Neal for him, like you said, and Neal. He was pretty much still James Neal in this final, taking, at least 3 bad penalties, stupid penalties, and only scoring, I think, 1 goal. And then there's Hornquist just going about his business, competing around the net. Because that goal, they never scored that type of goal back in 2013 when James Neal was around. They needed that kind of goal against Tuukka Rask in the Bruins when they got swept out. And they had no one on the team that would do it. And Hornquist does that kind of stuff. And his acquisition was what really turned the page for the Penguins and started the rebuilding that they did, and look, he gets the winner. It was perfect. Yeah,
it was great, and it's just funny to see, the Penguins they could have easily lost those first 2 games.
Yep.
The Predators just dominated, and the Penguins were fortunate to come out. But just as the series went on, it's just funny to see how the Penguins got better and better. They had more high danger scoring chances against Rene, and that's when the series turned. Was really those first 2 games that they escaped. They got 2 wins. And they could afford to lose those 2 games in Nashville. And, as we've seen in the last year and a half, Mike Sullivan is the master of adjustments. So from game to game, him and his staff find ways to fix holes and clean things up. And, they won a cup without a true number 1 defenseman, without Chris Letang, which to me is
crazy.
Who would have thought, right?
Yeah. And without Bonino in the final, too, that's a big loss on faceoff.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Bonino for the last 4 games, I think he missed.
And they didn't have Hornquist against Ottawa. They didn't have Russ Sheary for a little bit. They still found a way. But going back to the Ottawa series, the same thing happened there. They looked bad the first 3 games. They kind of figured them out in Game 4, played good the rest of that series. The same thing in Nashville. Looked bad the first 3 games, figured them out in Game 4, even though they lost, and then they just controlled things after that. So, it's a testament to the coaches. And also the big hidden factor in the final, the extra day off, I think, between games 5, 6. They had that extra day, and that really helped the Penguins.
Yeah, that definitely benefited the Penguins more. I mean, the Predators were banged up too, but the Penguins, with the injuries that hit their lineup, and Schultz, he had a busted rib or something, and Hornquist had that upper body injury, and
Ian Cole had a broken hand
ankle.
and ribs.
Yeah, those guys certainly needed the rest, and obviously helped. And once again, like last year, they kept getting contributions from the lower line guys from Wilkes-Barre. Carter Rowney was fantastic. Scott Wilson was great. They weren't as productive. They were productive in different ways compared to Brian Rust and Connor Sheary a year ago.
They really swung that Ottawa series when they put 1 hitter on each line, and that really helped turn the tide in that series. Larry, any thoughts on the overall postseason that you'd like to mention?
I'm glad it's over.
That's what I figured. Well, Leahy, I put together some top 11s to commemorate the Penguins championship. So, yeah, this will be very exciting. I guess we don't need to play the music, do we, Larry? Yeah, screw it.
Yeah.
All right, top 11 Stanley Cup moments for the Penguins of 2017. All right, pay attention now. Number 11, Gensel's hat trick against Columbus in Game 3. He had the OT winner. Crosby set him up.
Yeah.
But that was Gensel's, he finished the regular season. He had 5 goals in the final 5 games, and then he just kept it rolling, and he tormented the Blue Jackets. So that was kind of like Gensel's coming out party, the hat trick against Columbus. Number 10, Fleury made 49 saves to close out the Blue Jackets in Game 5. It was a 5-2 game, and it seemed like, looking back, 5-2. No, it was a closer game than that. They had the 3-0 lead, and then the Blue Jackets made it 3-2. And they actually had a goal scored that got waved off because goalie interference. And then a couple of seconds later, Crosby scored to make it 4-2. Then Wilson scored real quick, 5-2. But Fleury made 49 saves. He was out of his mind against Columbus. Deserved a better fate as well. They really outplayed the Penguins for many of those games. Fleury just stole them. He stole at least 2 of those wins. And when you look back on this playoffs, I think the Penguins played maybe 8 good games. Maybe 8 good games, and they won a Stanley Cup. And it's
that
crazy.
makes sense.
Yeah, it's nuts. All right, Matt Murray, number 9, the save on Colton Sisson's breakaway in Game 6 versus the Predators. That was a big moment. Yep. And he had been getting eaten alive on breakaways, and so he stepped up. I think Game 6 was the best game I've ever seen Matt Murray play. He was really good.
I mean, the chances that the Predators had weren't just shots; they were very high-quality chances. He was on his game for sure.
He clearly got the benefit of the quick whistle, but he was just locked in, very calm and controlled, as opposed to like Rene at the other end. Rene was making saves, but he wasn't seeing them. Their pucks were hitting them and squirting them.
Yep.
Murray was just in control, and very nice to watch. All right, number 8, Fleury, 36 saves to steal Game 4 versus the Caps, because this was no Crosby. No Crosby. Yep. The Caps were down 2-1 in the series. The same thing happened last year with them. They had that game without Letang, and they couldn't beat him without Letang. This year they have a game without Crosby, and they couldn't beat him without Crosby. Why? Because Fleury stood on his head and made 36 saves. They were outshot 38-18, and Fleury won the games for him. Yeah. Number 7, this is a nice little moment after they won the Cup, but Fleury handing the Cup to Murray. That was really nice. So,
yeah, that was. I mean, those guys. I've written this many times. I mean, that's not a rivalry. Those guys became very good friends. And I talked to Murray after they beat the Sharks last year. I mean, he really said that how much Fleury has meant to him in his career. And when I talked to him again the other night, he said having Fleury pass him the Cup was one of the most special moments of his life. And obviously, the affection and bond that those two had, especially we all know the situation, what was eventually going to happen with Fleury, was certainly a very touching moment for sure.
It was just cool the way it happened because Fleury, you're supposed to go in seniority really on who wins the Cup, but he was skating towards the pack of players, and if you watch, he just kind of looks over to his left and he sees Murray, and he just makes a beeline right to Murray. It was pretty cool. All right, number 6. The Hornquist winner in Game 6. Again, obviously, it's a huge goal. But here's the thing about that goal, is even though it was 0-0, Larry, did you have any doubt that the Penguins were winning that game?
You talking Game 6?
Yeah, before Hornquist scored
never at any point was I worried they were going to lose that game.
Yeah, it just seemed like it was going to happen eventually. So even though it was a great goal, win the Stanley Cup with it, it's a little less exciting to me than other things because I just felt like they were going to definitely win. And even if it went back to Pittsburgh, I thought it was going to be like 6-0 again or something, so I wasn't too worried. Leahy, were you nervous or did you have that same kind of feeling like, it's just a matter of time?
But just from the way, like we talked about, the way the Penguins were playing and how they improved as the series went along, you just knew, I was confident the Penguins were going to win. Just because you just knew, like I said, it was going to come down to an ugly goal, and they were putting a lot of pressure on Rene in that game. It just seemed like just a matter of time before they found got one through on them, and sure enough, it happened.
And how great was it watching Hagelin score that empty netter, just blow past Subban? What a fitting end to the series. Just see a PK.
Very few guys in this league are able to catch up to Carl Hagelin. So you knew once he
had
had some open ice, once he had a straight line to the puck, you knew nobody was going to catch up to him. Maybe Erik Karlsson, but no one else was going to catch up to him.
And he has a broken leg. He still his leg's still.
But he's all shot up with the cortisone and whatnot. So
it's crazy. All right, number 5, the 5-on-3 kill in the third period. I was a little nervous then. I'll admit that. I was a little nervous then. But once they killed that, I was like, all right, we got this.
Murray said that was the game. That really decided the game for them. Then he said after that, it was just a matter of time before they found that goal, because that was certainly a huge point, especially after not getting that goal called back.
There are 3 legendary penalty kills now in Penguin history. This one. One last year at the end of Game 6 against the Capitals, where they had all those penalties for shooting the puck out of the net or out of the rink, and they got one goal, but at least they were able to limit them to only one. And then back in '91 in the final, Game 4, they killed the 5-minute major to Troy Loney to hold on and tie that series. Those are the 3 big kills in Penguin history. All right, number 4, the Gensel winner in Game 1 versus the Preds. They had the 3-0 lead. They blow the 3-0 lead. And I thought they were done. They looked done. They hadn't had a shot in 37 minutes, which was ridiculous. They just look spent, exhausted after that, that tough series against Ottawa, and it's like they're just done. The tough series against Washington before that. And here, Jake Gensel out of nowhere, bang, pipes a shot over the glove. It was crazy. Just out of nowhere, bang. Perfect.
Well, I mean, he just had a great playoff. I mean, he led the playoffs in scoring. I mean, he didn't really do too much in the Ottawa series, but certainly against Columbus and the Caps, he was great and picked some big moments there against the Predators in the final.
And he was almost a healthy scratch. At least that was the rumor. I mean, Sullivan, I probably never was planning to, but the rumor was he might be a scratch that game. Sullivan keeps him in.
Yeah.
He responds. But Larry, were you awake for that goal, or were you sleeping by then?
I wasn't listening. I was reading an article.
Are you looking at Skechers? So help me.
No. I was reading an article. Apparently, Matt Hughes got hit by a train earlier.
Yeah, UFC former welterweight.
I was reading that article. Yeah.
But were you awake for Jake Gensel's goal in the game one in the final? That after it was 3-3?
I don't know.
I'm glad you're so invested in this Stanley Cup. All right, number 3. The Fleury shutout in Game 7 versus the Caps. 29 saves, 2-0 win, and that save on Ovechkin, that blocker save on Ovechkin, or the stick save, I should say, on Ovechkin.
Yeah, off the knob, right?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. What a save! That's a stunning save. Go back and watch that again. It is absolutely amazing. Ovechkin. This isn't just some Joe bag of donuts he's stopping. It's Alex Ovechkin with a one-timer from the slot. It was amazing. And that was the best game the Penguins played all the postseason. That was just a spectacular effort from the Penguins. Go in there in Game 7 to beat the Capitals. And if you're the Capitals, Leahy, you're just killing yourselves, right? Because they were the best team. Really, they outplayed the Penguins and they lost because of Fleury. But they could have blown through Nashville and Ottawa, right? The Caps.
Yeah, I mean, as many as for all the strong teams they've had since 2009, 2010. I think this was probably their best team, and certainly with the way the playoff format was in the Eastern Conference, certainly their best shot. And if somehow they would have been able to avoid the Penguins, I certainly think they would have at least made the final, and who knows, potentially won if Braden Holtby was on his game.
I'd like to check out the Reddit board for the Capitals just to wallow, to see them wallow in their misery. And someone posted the other day, we could have had 5 cups by now if we didn't always choke. You understand, Caps fans, you're choking in the second round. You're not even halfway there. They have no concept of what it means to win a Stanley Cup, of what it takes. They're not even close. They're acting like they would have just had 5 easy if they didn't choke. No. You haven't even gotten halfway yet, so don't even worry about it. You got problems.
It's true.
Yeah. Number 2, an argument could be made that this is the greatest goal in Penguin history, all things considered. But Kunitz, double overtime goal, Game 7 versus Ottawa. What a moment!
Yeah, it's just crazy how bad the centers got caught in that play. They had 3 guys down low. Sid pretty much drags them down low and leaves all that room for Kunitz. And Kunitz didn't get all the shot. It was kind of like a knuckle puck. And,
the flush.
Double overtime. And, it's overtime. So one shot, that's all it takes. You get a bad shot, and the Senators certainly could have won, and it would have been a very interesting Stanley Cup final with the Predators and the Senators. But I'm glad that Kunitz won, and the Penguins moved on.
But it's crazy to think how close they came to not winning the Cup just because of that. Like, any crazy hop in overtime could have ended it. They controlled both those overtime periods. Like, Ottawa only had 4 shots combined, I think, in the 2 overtimes. So they were in control the whole time, but still, you were always so close to losing. And then Kunitz, what a fitting end to his Penguin career if it ends.
4 cups. Game. He's got right now he's had the most cups out of any active player, which is pretty crazy. But he always he kind of tailed off, ever since that Olympic year where he was playing great next to Sid, but he was certainly, stepped up in other ways, obviously with his physical play, and did have a knack for scoring a big goal when needed.
He was great this whole postseason, actually. Like, he was a real physical force against the Predators and their blue liners, and he beat the hell out of Carlson a lot in that series, just hitting him every chance he got. So he had a really good postseason. Larry, were you awake for the Chris Kunitz goal?
I was not awake for that, no.
Larry slept through most of the postseason.
So you woke up the next morning having no idea whether they had won or lost.
Well, I woke up, I think, maybe around 1 a.m., and I immediately, checked my phone. And I was like, huh. And then I went back to sleep.
Glad to see you're so excited about it. All right.
I get up at 4.
My number one moment from this postseason, Crosby's performance in Game 5 against the Predators.
Yep.
That might be the single greatest game I've ever seen someone play. He was
so
locked in.
That's when he won the Conn Smythe.
Yep.
That's the game, yep.
It sounds like exaggeration, but I'm telling you, he was in a different world that game. He was unbelievable to watch. Just the focus in his eyes and how he was carrying himself, it was unbelievable. Yeah,
what did he end up with? 3 assists that game, I think it was?
Yep, 3 assists.
Gino had a goal, Kessel had that goal. Yeah, I mean, that was just a dominant performance, and the fact that it wasn't just a couple minutes like in the games 1 and 2 where they had those barrage of goals. It was a full 60 minutes of just complete dominance where, obviously they set back a little bit once they got up 4, 5, 6 nothing and the Predators came on, but they truly just possessed the puck so well, had so much zone time and obviously capitalized on their chances.
We said it last week. It was 6-0 in the first 2 periods, but it wasn't even that close. It could have been more than that easy. And Crosby dominated Game 4 too, but the pucks weren't going in.
Yeah.
Besides his breakaway, but then he comes back in Game 5, and apparently, Leahy, word on the street is after Game 3 when they lost to Nashville, Sid closed the door to the room and let him have it, and he gave a speech. And
I'm sure he wasn't the only one in that room. I mean, there's a lot of veteran guys who certainly aren't afraid to speak up, and one guy too was which I've heard a lot this season, especially the postseason, was Malkin, just being a lot more vocal in the room, supporting. Not just when tough times are there, but also just a lot of encouragement and things like that, and it showed in his play because you could have easily given the Conn Smythe to Malkin as well, but Sid certainly got the edge there.
Yeah, Sid dominated. He definitely earned it. But I gave Malkin a lot of grief early because those 11 points he had against Columbus, they were a lot of soft points, second assists, and a lot of fake points. But he against Ottawa, towards the end of Ottawa, he lit it up. He started coming on, and he was great. The 2 games in Nashville, he wasn't all that great, but he really stepped up in the final, and he competed. That's all I want out of Gino. Just compete, Gino. He should have had 2 fighting majors. Why didn't he get? They didn't give him that second major though in that one game, right?
Yeah, there were some weird calls with, like Sid didn't when he was. Sid, there was a number of different calls that you would have thought would have been fighting, or like you could easily maybe give Sid another roughing minor when he had that tangle with Subban.
I think they got that right because they called it roughing and holding, and that's what it was. He's holding them and he was roughing him. That's what it was. I had no problem with that.
Yeah, but you know how this league is. But there was a lot of questionable calls for sure. But yeah, Malkin there were a number of games in that final where Malkin had one of those games where you watch him and it's one of those games where he's feeling it and he's ready to take over the game and just kind of carry the team on his back. And some of those games he didn't score or get on the board, but he certainly had a lot of good scoring opportunities in those games.
If you go back to Game 5, there's a shift early on where he goes into the offensive zone. Nothing happens, but the puck comes right back out. But he gets on his horse and he just steams the whole way back to back check. And I was like, oh, this is good Gino here tonight.
Well,
he's ready to go.
That goal in I think it was Game 5 where Kessel enters the zone and waits and then drops it off to Malkin. Malkin's the guy who sends that outlet pass to Kessel. And if you watch Malkin on the replay, he passes it to Kessel. He sees the open ice. I think the Predators might have been caught in a change too, and he just books it up ice, gets in obviously great position, and Kessel finds him for that great goal. So he was locked in that entire series.
Yeah, he was competing and he was playing like a 6'3" guy. A lot of times he can play small, but he was playing like a big guy, and it was good to watch. So Larry, are you still awake?
Yeah.
Any moments that you would like to offer from the 2017 Stanley Cup Championship?
I don't know. I'm just glad it's over. That's all.
Larry's just glad it's over.
I'm just glad it's over. I made it. I did it.
I
did it.
You deserve your own ring for
making
it through the
put
playoffs.
me on the cup. I know. What the fuck?
Well, I put together even more top 11s, but since Larry said we won't go through them because Larry will just fall asleep. But, Larry, get your opinion on two of the topics, though. Like, top 11 goals. If you had to go back through the 5 Stanley Cup championships, what would be, do you think, is the greatest goal? Is it Lemieux against, is that still the goal that comes out against the North Stars? Is that the goal you think of?
Yeah.
Hell
against the North Stars. And you know, it was one of my favorites was the Jordan Staal shorthanded goal in Game 3 in 2009.
You know what? I didn't even have that on my list, but yeah, that was a really good goal. Yeah,
that was a good. Obviously, you know, one of the 2 Max Talbot goals as well in Game 7.
Yeah.
I like Lemieux taking the lead in Game 1 against Chicago with like 12 seconds to go.
That was number 2 on my list, just because it was at home and it was the comeback and it was just the perfect moment. It was like the ultimate.
The Yager goal
moment
from that same series.
Yep, that was number 4 on my list. That happened earlier in that game.
Did you have Sheary or Benino's goals last year in Games 1 and 2?
I don't have either of those, but I have Benino's OT goal against the Caps in Game 6.
How about Ron Francis' overtime
goal
goal against the Rangers?
Oh, yeah, Leahy was just thinking of the finals. Now I'm talking all playoffs, but only in the playoffs where they win the Cup. That's not like Peter Nedved's overtime goal either.
Oh, you know what was a good one? I think it was the year they won the Cup. Remember they were playing the Flyers and Malkin, he got wrecked behind the Flyers, not by Mike Ritchie.
You know what?
Gets up, Gonchar finds him and shoots a slap shot like 3 feet out of the net and scores.
That was 2010, the year after they won the Cup,
really?
first round. Yeah.
Okay.
But because I used to think because I remember not too long ago I was thinking it was 2009 as well, but nope, it was 2010.
Yeah. I thought
and
that
Larry,
was the final.
Larry, you mentioned Francis in overtime against the Rangers, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have that one, but I had Francis's slap shot earlier in that game that went through Richter's 5-hole to bring the Penguins back because they were losing 4-2, and they just killed a penalty. He scored that slap shot goal from the center ice, and then Loney tied it up like a minute later, and then Francis won it in overtime because that was without Lemieux. They didn't have, Lemieux had the broken hand and everything.
Yeah, Adam Graves.
Another good one. Malkin in 2009 against the Hurricanes. Yep. He wins the faceoff and has that ridiculous backhand.
I had that number 11.
Nice.
Hey, it's like Family Feud. 11.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good actually.
Yeah, I think the only ones. I also have Yager's OT goal against the Devils in '91. Game 2, because that was like his first big moment in the NHL, really. And then at number 8, I got Yager winner in Game 5 against the Rangers. Because again, that was no Lemieux. It was a real tough series. It was tied, I think, 2-2 at the time in the third period, and Yager walked around Jeff Bukaboom. Do you remember that goal? And scored the winner. Would they have a big overtime goal last year against Lightning in the conference final? Crosby scored an OT goal against the Lightning in the final, but the number 6, I have Crosby's goal in Game 6 against Tampa. Because really, when you think back to this Penguin run, the game that swung everything was Game 6 in Tampa. If you go back then, keep in mind, the Penguins had how many straight playoff failures in a row? Crosby and Malkin, they both didn't do much in the 2 previous games, and the Penguins had a 2-1 series lead. Now they're down 3-2, go into Tampa. It looks like the wheels are coming off again. This team can't win. They're a bunch of chokers. But they go down there in Game 6, and Crosby and Malkin both played great games. Remember, Malkin guaranteed they'd win, for whatever that's worth. He said we're going to go down there and win. And then Crosby went out and dominated, and he scored that goal to make it 3-0 at the end of the second with a minute to go in the second period, where he blows around Strawman, cuts in on Hedman, and, scores that wrist shot. It was an iconic, like, his signature playoff goal. They always said, he doesn't have a signature goal. There it is, Game 6 against Tampa. And that changed everything. Because if they lose that game, we're still talking to them about being chokers. Now, just a little over a year later, we're talking about everyone saying Crosby's one of the top 5 players of all time, and they're a dynasty and all this stuff. And it all changed on that Game 6. And maybe that offside call, too, because remember, Drouin scored that goal, and they turned it over because he was offside. Or it would have been 1-0 Tampa to start that game. But crazy. It's crazy. NHFL, yeah.
It's the same, yeah.
I think we named all the goals. Kunitz's double OT goal. I have that at 3rd.
Oh, of course.
I mean, that's just a huge moment. Double overtime, Game 7 at home. That's amazing.
That was cool.
Well, since you did that pretty good, I got another one if you want. Greatest games of the playoffs.
For the Penguins or just in general?
Yeah, of the Penguins, of their 5 cup years. Again, only years where they win the cup. So like the 4 overtime game against.
92, game 1 in the finals.
I have that at number 2. Number 2.
09
okay.
game 6 and 7, obviously.
I have 09 game 7 at number 1. I think that's the greatest game in Penguin history.
What about game 6?
Game 6 was great too,
save.
No doubt. Yeah. Okay. And here's what people always forget. Fleury stopped Dan Cleary on a breakaway with about 3 minutes to go in that game. Clear breakaway.
Yep.
And Fleury stopped him. Yet no one ever remembers that.
What about game 1 when they got their ass kicked and Fleury fell on his face coming out of the tunnel to start the game?
Yeah, that was.
That might have been.
That was
08,
2008.
Yeah,
that was 08.
When they lost.
Yeah.
What about the game, whatever number against the Flyers, where Talbot shushes the crowd?
Oh, you know what? I don't have that on the list, but that was a good game because they were down 3-0, and then they came back.
Yeah, the comeback.
Yeah.
Bill Guerin, I think, wins it in overtime.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Well, game 6 in 91 when they finally won their first cup, 8-0 or whatever.
Yeah, I have that number 9 because I mean it was 8-0, so it wasn't a great game, but it was a significant game, obviously. The first Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And it was just great to watch. As a hockey fan, that's the greatest. That's your dream come true. An 8-0 game, no pressure, just enjoy it. You know, it's like a 60-minute coronation of a Stanley Cup champion.
Who scored the first goal?
Caps in 09?
Well, first of all, Ulf Samuelsson scored the first goal in that.
That's
game.
what I thought. Yeah, I thought it was Ulf. Yeah.
Leahy, what did you say?
Game 7 against the Caps in 09. That was a pretty good one.
Ooh.
Fleury's glove
save
and they blow him out.
I have number 3 on my list. I have like a tie between all the times they beat the Capitals in big games, and that's in there. Because listen to some of these games. 2017 Game 7 versus Washington, the 2-0 one we just saw. 2009 Game 7 against Washington. Fleury stops Ovechkin on the breakaway. Crosby has that breakaway after stealing from Ovechkin. Game 2 in 1991, it was 7-6 overtime win. People don't remember. That was the one Kevin Stevens scored in overtime to win it. Randy Gillen came off the bench with the delayed penalty to tie it up. You remember that? All right. Game 6 in 1992, trying to remember, that was a big game because they were down 3-1 in the series, and that was on home ice. Or no, that was in Washington. Washington had home ice that series. So that was in Pittsburgh. They were down like 4-2, I think, at one point, and they came back and won it 6-4. They were down 4-2 in the second. So think of all those games against Washington, and those Capitals blew all of them. They blew all of them. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's the crazy that fan base. Amazing they stay with and have the confidence every year.
And obviously, I have Game 4 against the Senators. Game 7 is at number 4 against the Senators. Mm-hmm. And it's his OT win. There's a couple other ones we didn't mention yet. Well, we mentioned the 92 Game 4 against the Rangers, Larry, with Francis getting the hat trick. I also have Game 6 against San Jose to clinch the cup, because I think that was really just a brilliant performance. That whole game, they were so good. And especially that third period, the Sharks got nothing and liked it. They were down by a goal and they couldn't get anything. Game 6 against Nashville, just because you win the cup. A 1-0 game is pretty exciting. And the final one, 90-92 Game 4 when they clinched against Chicago, but that was a crazy game. 6-5, Dominic Hasek came in, remember that? It was a very entertaining game. Even though it was a sweep of a series, you knew the Pens were going to win. It was still quite a game to watch.
Yeah, because I think Chicago was real close to tying that game up right in the last 10 seconds or so.
Kind of, yeah. Like they had a shot that went wide a little bit, but they had pressure in the zone. But yeah. But even if they did, the Penguins would eventually won 7-6. I mean, it was just crazy going back and forth. Dirk Graham had a hat trick that game, if you remember.
Wow, Dirk Graham.
So there you go. Walk down memory lane with the Penguins.
Nice.
But, I remember in 1990, I was playing deck hockey, and my coach, he had a T-shirt that said, "Come on, Pittsburgh, we want Stanley." And I was looking at that shirt, and I'm like, they've never won the Stanley Cup. Only one team wins the Cup every year. It's really hard. Like, they may never win a Stanley Cup. I remember thinking that while looking at that guy's shirt. And here, all these years later, they've got 5. It's pretty good.
That's more than every other team combined.
Well, the most since expansion, tied with Edmonton. Yeah. I thought.
And since the beginning of the league, the most.
Well, I don't know if that's not necessarily true, but yeah. But Leahy, I got to tell you, I don't think they're done. I think they got like probably a 4 or 5 year window left to do something, and I think they get at least one more.
Yeah, I mean, Crosby and Malkin are still young. You know, Murray's 23.
That's the big one. Having that cornerstone in net. That's
certainly.
A big deal.
You know, Letang is I think 30-ish. As long as he stays healthy, they have the good core. It's the same thing they've always done. They have their core pieces locked up. It's just a matter of filling the guys around them and keep bringing kids up from Wilkes-Barre who contribute, which they've done the last 2 years. So
that's the big thing.
They got the formula down.
That's the secret to success, is getting big contributions from cheap young players. And they've been doing that these last 2 years. And they're going to do it next year. They got Sprong ready to come in and that Austin Reese kid. And they may not play right out of the gate next season, but they're both going to be contributors not too far from now. And the thing is, though, I think they could lose Cullen to retirement. Kunitz might go. Bonino's probably going to go. Hainsey, Daly, Fleury's going to be gone. Those are all huge losses, not just on the ice, but in the room. You know, just the culture is going to be different. And you don't win a cup unless the culture's right. You got to have that culture.
Yeah.
And not having Fleury there, it's going to be crazy not to have him in that room. So I think it might take them a year to adjust and start over. So next year's going to be hard.
I could see them bringing in. You know who I could see them? You think they want to bring in maybe like a veteran backup, just to have that veteran presence around Murray, not have Tristan Jarry back up Murray for as experienced as he is. I'm curious if Brian Elliott might be a fit in that role, but I don't know if Brian Elliott still thinks he can start, despite having a pretty bad year in Calgary, or if he's okay with, at this point in his career, maybe playing 25, 30 games. But he's a good veteran guy who I think would certainly serve Murray well going forward for at least one season.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. And the good thing is they're going to have, even though they've got to give some guys raises, they're restricted free agents, they're going to do everything to keep Schultz, Sheary, and Dumoulin. But Fleury 5'7" off the cap, that helps. So they'll have a little room to move. And if Kunitz goes,
the cap's going to go up at least a little bit, so that'll help as well.
Oh, it is? Because I thought they were saying it was going to be a flat cap this year. It's going up.
Yeah, I mean, like a little bit, meaning like maybe $1 million, but it depends if the PA decides to use the escalator, then it can go up a little bit more. But yeah, as far as Schultz, I think I think it'd be great to have him back, but I think he's the last 2 years he's played great. I think he's going to cash in somewhere else and get like a 5-year, $6 million deal or something like that.
So
is he? Oh wow! Yeah, I keep forgetting he's that young.
Yeah, he's restricted. So they just got to make him an offer like $3.8 million, and they can retain his rights. So they'll definitely do that. And then, but they're going to try and work out a deal with him long term, I guess. But
yeah, that'd be good to have him, alongside, back there, because they're certainly going to need some help on the blue line. Because Hainsey's not coming back, I don't think. Daly's probably not coming back. So, you want to bulk up the blue line.
And Daly was making 3.3. Kunitz makes like 3.5 or so. So they're going to have money.
Hey, Sean Leahy. Did you talk to Ron Hainsey at all? Like after they won the Cup?
Yeah, I did actually.
What was he like? Was he just bananas, or did he not really give a shit?
He's an awesome dude to talk to. He's a very laid back guy.
Yeah, I was going to say he always seems very subdued whenever I see him interviewed.
Yeah,
calm.
He's just a really good dude to talk to. I asked him what was going through your head lifting it for the first time? What was the emotions like? He's like, 1, it's heavier than I thought, and 2, I almost dropped it. Which, looking back on the replay, you couldn't really tell, but Malkin almost fell down when he tried to lift it on his chance. But Hainsey, I talked to Hainsey at the outdoor game as well after he got traded. Just a really good dude to chat. One of those guys around the league's reporters like to talk to, because he won't give you cliche quotes. He'll talk to you like a real conversation. He's a funny guy as well.
And another big decision by Sullivan. Everyone, including myself, was saying, hey, it might be time to scratch him in the final there after Game 4. He stuck with them, and he had a great Game 5. And
that Bobby Orr type goal.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Going up the ice.
And again, for those who don't remember, we said it last week, Hainsey was never even in the postseason until this year. That's hard to believe.
907 games. 907 games. He never played the playoffs, and now he's undefeated. He's not lost a series.
Yeah, that's right. He's undefeated in the playoffs.
Also, little known fact, he was kind of part of the NHL's first outdoor game. He was a healthy scratch for the 03 Heritage Classic with the Canadians.
Yeah.
I asked him that during the outdoor game. I said, what do you remember about that? He's like, I remember everyone was very happy to be getting toques because it was goddamn cold out
yeah,
that
that's
day.
right, the toque game. Jose Theodore with the toque, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so when you were on the ice after the game, like when our buddy the Ryan saw you, you just get to go out on the ice and talk to the players. That's got to be something, right? I mean,
they when there's a clinching game and it looks like obviously the team is going to win, which it didn't happen until late in that game, the media all wait downstairs in the bowels of the arena. They do the cup presentation, they do the Conn Smythe, they do the team photo. Once they do the team photo, then they let all of us out on the ice, and it's they're out there with their families and their friends, and it's cool as obviously a hockey nerd, but it's also kind of like intrusive because this is like the best moment of their careers. They're with their families, their friends, their kids, and you're trying to wrangle them up, to answer our dumb questions, right? And it just feels weird, but the guys they're all great. They all talk. They're great to talk to. Matt Murray, one of my stories that night was writing about Matt Murray, and he was the first guy I was looking for, and it was myself and Lisa Dillman, who's a writer for NHL.com, and we were both tracking Murray, and he saw us kind of looking at him, and he skates by and just goes, no. He was going towards the entrance because they actually let the media on first, and then they let the friends and families out, and he was actually waiting by the door for I think his girlfriend and his agent were there.
She's a cute little
because
girl,
last year he had nobody there in San Jose. No, his parents weren't there. Nobody was there. It was kind of weird. But after he had some time with them, we finally got him on. He actually had to skate to the bench because he said his heart was beating so fast. He was kind of overjoyed, and we got him there. But it's just cool because you're walking around, you're taking pictures of these guys celebrating. You got babies in the cup. You got Sergei Gonchar lifting the cup. You got families.
Mario
Jason Botterill was there. Mario was there wearing his houndstooth suit or whatever it was.
Have you ever talked to
everyone's
Mario?
Hugging. Twice, actually once. During the when they had the 100 greatest players at the All-Star game, he did a scrum after that ceremony, and I was the one who asked him if he could see a day that Jágr's number would be retired in Mellon in PPG, and he was like, "Yeah, certainly." So,
yeah, absolutely.
I think we all kind of know that eventually that's going to happen, and those, the hard feelings toward Jágr have certainly cooled off over the years.
When he bailed on the Penguins to sign with the Flyers, it was bitter.
Yeah,
everyone was mad. Yeah. But and 2 more cups since then. Who cares? Who cares? Bring him back.
And Jágr's, he's become like one of the most beloved guys in the league since then too.
Hey, he's unrestricted. What about him coming back next year?
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a place that's a market that's entering the league that seems to suit his off-ice behavior.
Jágr in Vegas, holy hell!
Oh God,
yeah,
that poor guy.
He'd blow out all his money. They'd just pay him in chips.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wait, if this happens, if Jágr's playing in Vegas, we got to get him and the Ed together. That would be tremendous.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Jágr. That'd be awesome. I'm trying to think. Hey, so any other good moments while you're down there on the ice talking to the kids? And I, by the way, I saw E.J. Radick. I always watch them on the NHL Now there, and he said they started this tradition with the Ducks, right? After the year the Ducks won the Cup, they started this where they bring the media on the ice with the family.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I mean, I figured they might have been doing it earlier than that because you figure they're not going to let. Because this is a ton of media that's attending the Cup.
That's why he said they did it. Because
they wouldn't let them in the locker room because there's no room
after
anywhere.
2001 when Colorado won, and Dave Reed at one point stood up on a table and kicked all the media out because they just wanted to spend time with their family. So the NHL started thinking of different ways to do it, and then he said after the Anaheim one, they started doing it then, I guess. But
the only media they let in once the guys go to the locker room is like certain TV cameras and rights holders. So all of us, the rest of the media, we're just waiting out on the ice waiting for the final few guys before they go in with and celebrate with their teammates and friends and family. But it's cool. It's an awesome experience. I mean, the cup is right there.
Are you ever nervous you're just going to fall over on the ice? Are you nervous walking on the ice?
No, only because, one, I have really good shoes, really good dress shoes, and two, by that time of the night, after a complete game and all the people are out there, that the ice is like, it's like nothing. It's not really slippery. So there was that one woman, I think the first year the Kings won, she was in the background of some guy getting interviewed. She's wearing high heels, and she bit it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So that was
that's
one time it happened.
Did you, any other moments from this year, though, that stick out to you from being on the ice?
What else did I see? Did I see him? Just a lot of cute kids. I mean, Marc-Andre Fleury with his kid, Chris Letang with his little guy. Seeing those two guys with their families, and just kind of really just seeing the guys who've been with the Penguins for a long time, like Letang and Fleury, and Malkin too, with their families, just watching them grow up over the years, over these last 8 years, and now they're married, they got kids, they're older.
Did you have any interactions with those little scamps, the Cullen kids? Did you mix it up with them at all?
No, but I don't know if you saw the video. There's the one Cullen kid was spraying Matt with Gatorade. He was spraying his ass with Gatorade or something as he was celebrating.
By the way, Matt Cullen, what a Game 6 he had. He had more ice time than Crosby and Malkin. He played the most of any Penguin forward.
He's a hell of a player. I mean, it's crazy to think that he was thinking about retirement before signing with the Penguins 2 summers ago, and he's had 2 great years here. And if he retires, what a way to cap off a great career. I mean, the guy has been around so long. He was drafted by the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. That's what they were called when he was entered the league.
Right. That's right. I'm trying to think. He wasn't on. What was his first NHL game? Was he like 96-ish or
96, 90, it was 97, 98, I believe.
What's the deal with? Did you see Crosby's lady on the ice?
I did not. I didn't even. Sid didn't talk on the ice because the Conn Smythe winner they have at the podium. Underneath. So he was just carrying the cup around for a bit.
I saw a picture with him and his family from the ice, and I saw, I guess, his lady friend there. Larry, do you know anything about Crosby's lady? Because I know nothing.
It wasn't his sister?
Oh, no. I think his sister's a brunette, right?
I don't know. I'm not.
Because this was a blonde girl. And because, when we were growing up, we knew Lemieux and Natalie. You always heard about Natalie, right, Larry? You still with us, Larry?
Yeah.
But do you know anything about Kid? Like, I haven't heard one word about Kid's lady in all the years. Anything?
I know nothing about her. In fact, I always just assumed he was gay.
No.
All right, well, whatever. I don't care. But I know nothing about his love life.
Like, I've seen her a couple times with him, but I don't know anything about her. They keep it kind of quiet, which is interesting. But anyway. And hey, did you see Michelle McMahon at all? Did you see her?
Yeah, she was around, and I've heard your comments. I know you're a big fan.
I'm a big fan.
No, sorry. I didn't
see what you can do. My bad. Well, Jamie Hirsch. Did you see Jamie Hirsch?
Yeah, she was around as well. They were all around for the entire series.
Was Catherine Tappan?
I saw her at Media Day, but I didn't really see her around in the locker room.
Hey, what about our buddy Josh Yohe? Did you introduce yourself to Josh Yohe yet?
No, there's so many media there that you're all focused on doing your own thing, and not a lot of like hangout time during the day when you're trying to get stuff done. Yeah. But I did see him there.
Oh, nice. Well, any other stories from the final you'd like to share, Leahy? Anything else?
Oh boy, what else happened? Did anything fun happen? No, just nothing. I mean, just a lot of drinking. There's plenty of places to go in Pittsburgh and plenty of places to go in Nashville, and just a lot of good times with a lot of good media friends. It's 2 weeks on the road, which sucks at times being away from.
Is that what you're telling me?
A lot of grab ass. Yeah, but you get to spend it with some good friends, and there's with all the days off, you get a lot of nights where you just get to hang out and chill and drink some beers, and in our case, have some barbecue in Nashville and have a good time. So that makes up for being away from home for 2 weeks.
Barbecue tofu. You mean, right?
Yeah, and getting to see Todd Teacher. I mean, what can be better than that?
That's the highlight of the experience. Well, Leahy, it's already been like an hour and a half. You got to get out of here, or do you want to hang around?
Yeah, let me get going. Drinking McGee passed out, so I got to transfer him to his bed.
Nice.
And yeah, snoring away over here.
Well, Sean Leahy, thanks again for everything. And
hey, when
do
we start bad-mouthing Yahoo? How long till I have to wait on that?
July 15th.
All right.
Hey, July 15th, that's the show's anniversary as well. That's our 10th year anniversary, July 15th.
Wow. What do you know?
That is true.
Yeah.
And let's put it on record now, when the Penguins go back to the Stanley Cup final next year,
yes.
we will get together.
Yes.
Okay?
I got to tell you, I was relieved because I thought if we didn't go down and the Pens lost, I'm like, oh, we fucked up. Larry and I are the reason why. We had a good thing going, and we broke the tradition, and they lost. So now that they won, it kind of lets us off the hook, Larry. We don't have to go down. They can still win, you know? So, yeah.
Well, clear out your schedules. Yeah. I know you guys are all busy and tied up constantly. So hopefully you can find a couple hours one night in late May or early June of 2018 to have a big plate of French fries at TGA Fridays by the arena.
Why don't we go to Long Island?
Yeah.
You can come here, sure.
We'll go visit Drinky. We're going to hang out with Drinky.
I figure it might be easier for you guys to go to Pittsburgh than come to Long Island.
Yeah, but I've seen Pittsburgh. I've never seen New York City.
Yeah. At this point, it's about the same. Like, there's no real difference between me going like just beyond Giant Eagle or Canada at this point. It's all the same.
Well, yeah. We'll just tell you, Mike, we're going to Max and Urba's in New Jersey, and you'll just find your way out in Long Island.
I'll get there eventually. Hey, I've got navigation though in the car now, so I'm good.
Well, at some point you got to drive that car, or it's just gonna rust in place.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Just freeze up.
But, all right, Leahy. Well, thanks, buddy. And I was going to say give our best to all the Puck Daddy kids, but nope, fuck them. Don't say anything to them.
Yeah, fuck them.
I will pass.
I'm going to unfollow Wyshynski now. I just started following him the other day, and I'm going to unfollow him. Yeah, no. Blame him for this.
It's not like he had any part in this, so don't worry.
Yeah, he did, though, because, every time Wyshynski had something to do, even though you were there from day one, it was always like, how come you weren't? How come it wasn't you and Wyshynski on the podcast? No, he went and did it with that Merrick guy or whatever his name is. Yeah, bullshit.
Well, that's
always got
shunned. That's because that podcast is hosted by Sportsnet, so he can only have a guest on the show or a co-host that is employed by Sportsnet.
Why?
That's why.
That's
because it's a Sportsnet rule. If he wants to keep getting paid by Sportsnet, that's how that works.
Well, why couldn't
and that's why we don't go
show as like a third host?
But that's why Larry and I, people ask us all the time, why don't you cash in and make money off this? That's why, because we don't want to be controlled by the man,
Yeah, the man, Sean Leahy.
I prefer coming on this podcast and not getting paid for 10 years.
Yeah.
hey, I sent you a free dinner.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Mike. Though we will put that to good use when I come back from Chicago and the draft next week for sure.
Yeah, plate it up. Have fun with that. So, all right, Leahy. Well, thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Leahy.
Good talking to you as always. Enjoy summer alternative programming, Larry.
I kind of like you.
Puck Daddy Sean Leahy.
Bye.
There he goes. He'll always be Puck Daddy in my heart. Sean Leahy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Fuck Daddy.
Yeah, he's on the ice there with all the Penguins, Larry. That's exciting.
Yeah, Albie too. Did you see that jackass running around again this year?
No. Albie Oxenreiter, local Pittsburgh sports personality. Albie Oxenreiter. Yeah.
Here's his move is because I had Channel 11 on, when they cut to Albie, okay, we got Albie back down there. He's with Jake Gensel now, so they'll cut to Albie, and Albie will just interrupt whoever else is interviewing him to start talking to him. Okay, here I'm with Jake Gensel now. You're on live Pittsburgh TV.
Yeah.
And and I was like, what a fucking dick. Why doesn't somebody sucker punch Albie?
What's the local sports situation like? I don't watch any of the local news. I don't watch news.
I have no idea. I never watch the news.
Is Fedco still around, or is he long gone? The Fedco.
No clue. I don't have any idea.
All right, so the Penguins.
The Fedco's
hockey season's over. The hockey season's over, Larry. But the expansion draft, the awards, the entry draft, we still got a lot of stuff ahead. Free agency, still got a lot of stuff.
We don't have to talk about that. By the way, Mike Dell, Kathy Leutner is Sidney Crosby's girlfriend.
Like,
She's
what's her deal? Oh,
she's a model. They've been together for like 2008, and it seems like maybe Crosby cheated on her at some point.
What?
Yeah. Leutner.
Now, was this what happened? Is this why he was in that slump a while ago? Remember when he was playing so terrible? Whenever Crosby's playing that bad, something's got to be going on off the ice. So it had to be a little. Because listen, we've all been down that road. You know, stuff happens like that. Look what's done to this guy over here. So you know something's going on when he's playing like shit for 3-4 months. You know something's wrong.
Look what happened to Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
He really never golfed again.
Dames are trouble. That's the story.
Not for me.
Dames are trouble.
It's working out good for me.
Oh, what was I going to say? What else? Hey, speaking of dames, you saw Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman! Before we talk about Wonder Woman, Mike, let's talk about Plated real quick.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned I sent Leahy a free dinner there because we didn't buy him dinner in Pittsburgh. So I sent him Plated. Because here's how it all started. I was looking. It was Larry's birthday this week or last week. I don't know. What day is it?
2 days ago.
Yes. I have no concept of time. None. So 2 days ago, it was Larry's birthday.
Circle.
Exactly right. And our buddy 4th and 26, I saw he mentioned this on the Damashek board a while back. He goes, you guys should get Blue Apron as a sponsor, and then you get a box sent to Larry every week, and then he can cook stuff and talk about it on the show. So I'm like, that's an idea. Because I wanted to get you something for your birthday, usually Funkos, but you're like in a feud with Funkos, so I didn't want to get you a Funkos. So I didn't know what to get you. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll do that Blue Apron thing. So I looked into Blue Apron, but then I saw Plated, and Plated, it seems a little nicer, but I guess the thing with Plated, it's only 2 meals for a week. In Blue Apron, you had to order like 3, and that seems like a lot of hassle. Basically forcing you to cook 3 times in a week. I wanted to just give you I thought I could give you 1 dinner a month or something. I thought that would be the way to go, but they didn't do that. And then I was like, well, should I get them a month? So I just gave you a week so you could test it out. So you get 2 meals. Because I didn't know if you'd be pissed at me for making you cook things or what. So I'm like, I'll just try it out.
Well, actually, I get 4 meals.
Oh, no shit.
Okay. Yeah. So I get 4 meals out of it. So
why did they give you free for signing up or something?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think so.
So just the gift card I get? No, that's not enough for 4 meals, right?
Yes, it was. Well, I had to chip in $1.75, but $1.75 got me 4 meals.
I owe you $1.75. Well, you mean 4 meals I mean two-person meals, but you're talking 4 individual, right?
I'm getting 2 boxes, one on Saturday, June 24th, with 2 meals in it, and then I'm getting a box on July 1st with 2 meals in it.
See, I'm counting that as 2 meals. Like you and Nick eat 1 meal together, 1 meal, but you're seeing it as individual. See, but all right, anyway. Okay,
so we went through this tonight, and we picked out what we're getting. So, on the 24th, Nick got the buffalo chicken pizza, which comes with a Greek yogurt ranch dressing, and I'm going with the grilled steak with potato salad and charred zucchini. This is all fancy and stuff. Yeah. So then, then the following week, we're gonna try bison burgers with white cheddar and tomato onion jam.
Wow.
And then we also got chicken bruschetta. Do you know what bruschetta is, Mike Dell? It's just like toast. But it's got shaved Parmesan and balsamic vinegar or whatever.
Yeah, that's fancy.
Try that. Yeah.
So I didn't want to excited about this later.
Yeah, I want to see. Yeah, because I am. I always wanted to try a Blue Apron or whatever. So I want to see, is it a pain in the ass? Because I don't like to cook all that much.
Yeah, that's what I mean. More I thought about it, I was like, well, is he just going to be pissed because he has to cook? Or is he going to be...
But, basically, everything's already pre-portioned, so it's just open the pack of onions and dump it into the pack of peppers. You know, it's just basically that. I don't have to chop anything, or like if I got to chop an onion, it's like fuck that.
Yeah, that's what I wasn't sure about. Like if they would just send you like a hunk of onion and you have to fix it up. So
no, I think if it's chopped onion, they send it to you already chopped up for you.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, this will be interesting. We'll get a report on this then once you. You said they start next week. Is that right?
Yeah, next Saturday. So it won't be for like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But so this will be interesting because you see these commercials, you're like, is this any good? But we'll find out.
I never heard of plated, and in fact, I was telling you in an email the other day though. I was on my phone and I had like 6 emails, and I'm just like swiping left to throw them in the recycle bin. You know, here's Trophy Depot, here's fucking Sherry's Berries for the 8th time today. Fuck you guys. Hilton, I've never stayed at a hotel, plated. I slid it, and then like right at the last second, I was like, did I see Mike Dell's name? So I threw it back in my inbox real quick, and I was like, what the hell is this thing? And I was like, I looked through. I thought it was because I never heard of plated. I never heard of plated.
Yeah, like the 3 big ones are like Blue Apron, Plated, and Hello Fresh. I think they would classify.
Oh yeah, Hello Fresh. Yeah.
Hello Fresh, I guess, has like a vegetarian option and stuff, but I figured you like meat, so I'll give you plated.
Why don't you try a vegetarian option?
Yeah, I could, but again, it seems like a lot of hassle. I don't like to think about food at all. Like that's why I eat the same
I hear
thing
you,
every
but
day.
like maybe just eating something different will like spruce you up a little bit.
That's true. Maybe I'll look into it. That's a
maybe open the drapes.
That's crazy talk. Open a window.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Have some air.
Maybe. We'll see. So good luck with the plated. And what else did you do with your birthday there, Larry? What else happened?
Nothing.
Did you and Nick go out on the town? Just tear it up?
No, we almost went to the bar across the street. We were going to go over there. It's like a bar restaurant. It's a nice little they have good food over there. It's like good like home style like kind of food. They have like an actual like an older lady who works there who like makes all this shit. But like I looked out the window of the kitchen and I was like, man, there's so many cars over there. I ain't going. And then Nick was real insistent we go. Let's see. We've been here like 9 years. I've been there like 3 times.
Because I gotta tell you, like, if I lived right across from a restaurant or a bar, like, it's like you got to be like a Norm situation there. You know, you should walk in and be like, Larry. Everyone should know you. You know, like, you should be a regular.
Yeah, that's just it though. It's like I don't want to be a regular. I'd rather drink by myself in my bedroom.
That's sad.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? So we didn't. We ended up. I just ordered food and had it delivered.
Hey, since it was a special night, maybe did she throw in some Skechers for you? Did she wear some Skechers?
Listen, once again, not a Sketcher fetish. It's a why can't that guy get a better shoe fetish?
At least now I know what to get you for your birthday next year. So, Wonder Woman. Now can we go to Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman! Yeah, I went to see Wonder Woman today, Mike Dell. It was a busy day.
So you took the day off work to go to see Wonder Woman. Is that what happened?
No, I was just like, man, I'm so sick of this job. I'm just gonna take tomorrow off and just fucking not go. I've
done literally nothing the last 3 days. Nothing. Just haven't worked. Haven't done anything. It's been great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need that. So then, like, I just figured, I'll go see Wonder Woman. It won't be busy because it's been out for a couple weeks and it's Friday morning. So I went to see Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. It was
and
awesome,
you went by yourself.
I went by myself. Yep, all by myself.
Now, what time? Because you tend to go like 10 a.m. or something ridiculous.
It was 10:40. That was the earliest show.
10:40.
Why? I'm trying to avoid as many people as possible. You know, I was up at 6.
Yeah.
You know, what am I going to do? I've been up
was it crowded?
No, there was only like maybe 10, 12 people there.
That's still pretty good for 10:45 on a Friday.
Yeah, I mean, but I had the whole row to myself. It's pretty good.
Nice.
Like at one point, I actually put my hand down my pants and I had to move my balls because they were stuck to my leg. And nobody noticed because I had the whole road to myself.
You're just moving them.
Yeah.
Was Gal Gadot on the screen at this point? Was she wearing Skechers?
Yes. Yeah, she had those like high strap sandal things on or whatever.
Did you buy any snacks?
No, I did not.
Did you wear your Wonder Woman T-shirt?
No, I wore my LCS hockey T-shirt.
Oh. Hey, by the way, since you brought it up, I know we have people demanding new shirts be made, and we'll see. I'll try and get them done. We'll try. It's such a pain in the ass,
Why can't people just ask Corey to make them shirts? Like, why? I don't.
Well, because
he has
a
licensing agreement.
It costs money to do them and everything, So here's what I was going to do. I was going to just pay Corey to make them, and then tell him he can keep all the profits as long as he mails them to people. But then I'm like, well, that's like I can make some radio show money pretty easily by just doing it. But then I'm like, well, I'm so lazy. I don't want to do it.
Good Lord. What is wrong with you?
I'm just a hopeless person. But all right, Wonder Woman. Anyway, the LCS shirts. Maybe this week we'll have an announcement. We'll see. Wonder Woman, though, Larry, you didn't buy snacks. What about the previews?
There was some movie with Woody Harrelson and Brie Larson coming out. It seems weird. I don't know. He seems like they're kind of hippie nomads, and Brie Larson's his daughter, and they're always on the run. They're running out on the bills and the mortgages, and they just jump from town to town. And then I don't know, she grows up and she becomes affluent somehow, and she kind of looks down on the family. I don't know. It looks weird. I don't know. I don't know what it was called. It might have glass in the title somewhere, but it might not. I don't know. It seemed weak. Oh, there was a trailer for the new Transformers movie. Christ!
Why do they keep making these things?
I don't know. This one has Mark Wahlberg in it again. I still haven't. I haven't watched any of the Mark Wahlberg Transformer movies. I gave up after 3, I think. I don't think I've seen any more. But they're up to, I don't know if this is 6 now. I don't know. Whatever.
Holy hell.
But it's so dumb. It looks like it's Transformers mixed with Lord of the Rings. It's real corny looking. I don't know. Fuck that. Okay. I saw the trailer for Murder on the Orient Express.
They're remaking that?
Yeah. It looks pretty good. It kind of looks like Clue on a train, but maybe not.
You never saw it? You
silly.
Never read it? You never?
No.
Do you want me to spoil it for you?
No.
All right.
Yeah, I might watch it. Because it's got a bunch of everybody's a star in the movie. Johnny Depp.
Yeah, they made it. I remember when I was a little kid, I saw it. They did a version of it. It was a movie. It was a big success back in late 70s or so or something. I don't know.
But the thing that was weird about that one was at the end of the trailer, go to the website cluesareverywhere.com, and I'm like, well, the book is the clue, right? Just read the fucking book if you want the clues.
Well, maybe they changed it.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I would watch it. I don't know. It looks classy and shit. I like classy trains.
Who's the biggest star in it?
There's all kinds of people in it. Kenneth Branagh is in it. Michelle Pfeiffer, Johnny Depp, Daisy
Depp.
Ridley's in it.
Daisy Ridley.
Yeah, every single person's a celebrity in it. So I don't know. They're all kind of pretty big.
Penelope Cruz, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Judi Dench, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, it looks cool. I would definitely see that. I don't know if there's any other trailers that I remember. Yeah, nothing I can really remember. I don't know. I'm sure there were, but that Transformers looks terrible.
The original Murder on the Orient Express, 1974. Albert Finney, Lauren Bacall, Ingrid Bergman. That's the one I remember.
That's a lot of stars so far.
Yeah.
It's not Kenneth Branagh.
Oh, Jackie Bissett. Nice.
Oh.
Sean Connery. John Gielgud. Anthony Perkins. Vanessa Redgrave. Holy hell. Richard Widmark. Michael York. That's a cast. Holy hell.
It's Michael
All
York.
Right. You'd recognize him if you saw him. He was in a lot of 70s stuff. All right. Wonder Woman, though. So then the movie starts.
Yeah. Movie starts, and it's good, and I loved it, and it's fun. It was a good movie. It really was. It was a good time. It was fun, and the origin story I liked because I don't know a lot about Wonder Woman.
You usually hate origin stories, don't you? You're like, oh.
I know, but like I don't know anything about. Do you know Wonder Woman? I don't. I didn't really know anything about her.
She's like a goddess on that island of all ladies. And then,
yeah. Themyscira or something like that.
She has her lasso in the movie, right?
Yeah. She has the lasso. That comes into play quite a bit. Yeah, like that world she lives is pretty badass. Like just the fucking scenery and stuff. Like it seems like a pretty cool place to live. I'd live there.
And nothing but Amazonian ladies, right? Big ladies.
Yeah, and they're always just training and fighting, and it's just like it was kind of like Conan the Barbarian for like the first 20 minutes of the movie. You just saw that sort of thing, and then like then the Nazis somehow find their world. Like they stumble into this world. Like the whole premise is.
Oh, so we should say this is set in the 1940s.
This is World War I.
Oh, even earlier. All right. How about that?
Yeah, so what is that, like 1920s?
Well, 13s, 14s.
Oh,
15s,
okay.
So.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But anyways, yeah, it's set then. And what it was is, like, the premise was Zeus, is the big god in their world. Like, he's God, Zeus. And he had a son named Ares, and Ares became the devil. And Zeus and the devil fought. And right before Zeus died or whatever, he used all his powers to make this world to hide these women. Like, nobody could find this world. Like, it was hidden from Ares. And it's out in the middle of the ocean or whatever. But, like, the Nazis, Chris Pine ends up crashing into this. Like, they accidentally find this world. And then, so the Nazis invade, the women all fight, it's a big war, and long story short, Wonder Woman wants to go out and save the world, and, she goes out and she starts whooping ass, and it is awesome. Yeah, I loved it. I loved Wonder Woman. It was just fun. I don't know, like, it was a good time. Like, it's kind of funny. It's, she's, like, the special effects are cool. Like, a lot of her fighting scenes are cool. A lot of the camera angles they use. Like her, like, jumping in the air, and then they get a close-up of her, like, while she's up in the air, and, like, as she's getting ready to punch, like, just things like that. It was just fun. Like, it was a good, fun comic book movie. It was awesome. I loved it.
And how good did she look throughout the whole movie?
Oh, my God, dude. That girl is just amazing. She's just amazing. God damn, she looked good. Whew. You get to see her, like, in a, like the Wonder Woman outfit, but then like her Amazonian outfit, you see her in that, and then at one scene she's in like this blue evening gown. Oof. Holy
I'm
shit.
still confused about the
dude.
timing of things, though, Larry. Are you sure World War I? Because like the Nazis didn't come in until the 30s. Are you sure?
I don't know. They said, at the end of the movie is like the Great Wars ended. I think World War I was the Great War.
But were there Nazis with actual swastika logos and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we're the 30s then, and the 40s. Yeah.
All right. Well, either way.
Yeah.
Time frame's not really relevant.
Well, but it's not present day is the big
No.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, you didn't see Batman v Superman, right?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, there's a point in the movie where Ben Affleck finds this picture of Wonder Woman, black and white photo, like he finds it in a computer file that he stole from Lex Luthor. And it's a picture of Wonder Woman standing with Chris Pine and these other dudes in, like, war gear.
So it's basically just Captain America.
Something like that. Yeah. So he sends her this file, but at the beginning of this movie, like, she gets the actual picture sent to her, and then like they kind of flash back from there. So like you get the origin of the story of
so she
why
doesn't age because she's like a goddess. She doesn't age.
Yeah, they live forever pretty much. Yeah, she
but Chris
is a
Pine's
god.
dead by now, right?
Well.
So it's just Captain America and Agent Carter, basically, is what we're talking about here.
Sort of.
Yeah.
But Chris Pine's not any sort of hero. He's just a army guy.
All right. Well, Agent Carter's not a superhero. She's just a lady of the army. So.
Yeah.
All right. Basically, I'm saying they just ripped off Captain America. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, it's so good. Way better than the original Captain America.
Yeah.
That thing's trash.
So, what would you give it, Larry? 1 out of 10?
9.
Wow.
Yep,
if Gal Gadot wasn't in it, what would you give it?
1. No, I mean it's still a good movie, man. It really is. I enjoyed it.
Good to hear.
By far, it's definitely. I mean, it's right up there with one of the best superhero movies I've seen.
Wow, it's doing really well at the box office, right? It's killing.
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah.
It's exciting times.
Yeah, I liked it. It's empowering. I was empowered when I came out.
Yeah, sure you were. Sure, parts of you
was.
were more empowered than others. But yeah.
I like the music they play whenever she's around. She just whoops ass.
Yeah, I didn't. Trying to think. Well, I'm trying to see if I saw any movies. Oh, I saw Quick Change on HBO.
Yeah. Yeah, they like rob a bank and stuff.
Yeah, Gina Davis and Randy Quaid.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Was a fun movie. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I liked it. It's fun.
It was well written. It was a nice little twist there at the end. What else, Larry? Have you been seeing any? You saw something on Netflix, right?
Oh yeah, we watched this movie called Man Versus, and it's basically like this is like a Bear Grylls type of guy. And he's, having problems with the wife, and he really needs this show to be a success. So they drop him on this island, out in the woods somewhere, or whatever. It's a remote location, and he's being stalked, Mike Dell. Is it a wolf? I don't know. Is it a bear? Maybe. No, it's a really, really bad Predator ripoff. I mean, this thing, even, like, it makes the exact, that, you ever see Predator, Mike Dell?
Yes, I have seen Predator, yeah.
Well, it makes this noise that kind of goes like, like, it makes, like, I don't know, like this weird, like, and this fucking thing does that as well. Like, it's just a really cheesy Predator ripoff. I don't know. It's low budget. It's pretty bad. Man versus... Give it a watch if you like Predator, but not that much.
Yeah. I'm looking into the Wonder Woman. It is set in 1918.
There you go.
So maybe not
Wonder
officially
Woman!
Nazis, but Germans.
But at one point, like when.
Now I got to check when the Nazis actually. The Nazi Party was like 1933 to 45, but maybe they were kicking
when Chris
around
Pine crashes that plane, it's like a Nazi plane, and I think they see it. They see the wing under the water, and it has the swastika on it, and they go to bend it over, like they go to bend to like bend over to get it into the boat or whatever, and the guy's head goes into like Wonder Woman's world, and they start to like realize what is this sunny world back here with all these hot women.
Yeah. Well,
here's a question I forgot to ask Leahy. I'll ask you.
Yeah.
How many titties do you think have been in the Stanley Cup? Like, how many pictures? Like do you think guys
strippers actually lowered their bosoms into the cup?
Not even strippers necessarily, but even like wives.
Ladies?
Like, the guy gets it at his house for the night or whatever. Like, he has pictures of his wife like putting the jugs in there.
I will say probably more than the number of babies. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And for some reason, you know what I think, too? Like, I think if you were going to count the number of boobs, I think it's an odd number. Like, there was always, like, one person that just, like, put one titty in just there one? Just to, like, switch it up. Yeah. That's what I think. You think anybody's ever peed in the cup?
I should hope not. That's
but you should hope not, but do you think it's happened?
Yeah. No, I'll say no.
Yeah.
Because come on.
I'll say
you got to have some respect for that, you know?
Like, what about a wife, like, squatting over it and just dumping one in there?
Well, I think, you know what? Now that you say that, do babies count? Because I think a baby did poop in it once, right?
Nah, babies don't count. They don't know they're pooping in there.
Yeah, because I think that did happen. A baby had an accident in the cup one time.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It was kind of recent, too. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was one of them Red Wings, one of their kids. But I don't know.
Al Quincy.
Maybe
that's who it was.
Yeah, Matt Diggs. Yeah, I was worried. His astrological projection said the Predators will win Game 6. But, oh well.
Yeah.
Shame.
He didn't know.
What else, Larry? Anything else on TV? You used to be watching The F Word.
Oh, yeah, The F Word. I watched that last night. Katy Perry was on. They were making spaghetti and meatballs.
Did they sacrifice any babies when she was on?
No, not right then, but probably right afterwards. Yeah. And who else was on? Somebody else. Oh, Cal Penn was on. Cal Penn. And
now, will you keep watching that show?
Yeah, I mean the DVR automatically tapes it, so when there's nothing to watch, I just throw it on. I don't mind it.
Hey, this weekend, Money in the Bank. You excited?
I forgot. No, I didn't even know about it until you told me earlier. I didn't know it was this weekend. I mean, I knew they were having Money in the Bank. I didn't know it was this weekend, though. So now I'm not excited about it. I didn't even watch SmackDown this week.
And by the way, if you're wondering, I've been doing some reading. The German, the Nazi Party formally adopted the swastika in 1920. 1920.
Uh-huh.
So.
Well, maybe it wasn't a swastika then. I don't know. It
was being used throughout Europe before then, but the Germans the Nazi Party actually adopted it, but then they didn't really become in power until 33-ish. So yeah. Anyway, Money in the Bank, though, Larry. The big news about it: a ladies' ladder match. First time in the history of WWE, a ladies' Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Natalia.
No, Naomi's not in it.
Oh, I thought she was in it.
She's the champ.
Oh, she's the champ. Oh, yeah. Mickie James.
Nope, she's on Raw.
Dude, I figured out what I hate about Mickie James.
What? That she's smoking hot?
It's her
pants.
I
love those pants. Those bell bottoms.
I hate it. And it's not even the bell bottoms. It's like the bell bottom starts the knee. And it makes it even worse. Like if she just wore regular pants, I might like her more. But if she wears them pants, I want to punch her in her face.
She is milf-tastic. I like that.
Who else is in the Money in the Bank match?
All right, so we got Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Carmella.
Oof.
Natalia, and Tamina.
Oh, Tamina, yeah.
There's rumors that a sixth woman will be joining the match, unannounced. Do you remember Maria Kanellis?
I know that name.
She was in WWE back in the day. She was back when they just had the smoking hot models as the wrestlers. She was one of them. I think she was part of the Diva Search. Remember when they did that Diva Search?
Yeah.
She is smoking hot, and she's been big in wrestling ever since. And she's married to a fellow named Mike Bennett, the superstar Mike Bennett, I believe his name is. They were in TNA and Ring of Honor and stuff, and they signed them to WWE. And the rumors are they may debut at Money in the Bank, and she might come out in that match. I don't know. So
what about Lana?
Lana is wrestling Naomi for the belt at Money in the Bank.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, Lana's getting a title shot. First match, title shot.
Rusev Crush.
Rusev Crush.
I'm looking up Maria Kanellis.
Yeah. She's smoking hot, dude. Come on. Maria Kanellis. Imagine her with Skechers. It would open up a whole new world for you. I don't know too much about that Mike Bennett fella, or I think that's his name. But I saw him once in TNA, and he reminded me of CM Punk a little bit. It's kind of like he was doing a rip-off of CM Punk. So you'll love him, Larry. You'll love him. CM Punk.
I love Punk.
And let's see. Oh, then you got the men's ladder match for the Money in the Bank. AJ, Kevin Owens,
John Cena.
Cena's not in it.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Iron Sheik.
Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and one other person who Ziggler, right? Yeah.
Oh, Ziggler.
I can tell you're very excited.
I'm not. No, not at all.
I'm excited. I'm fired up for it. But the big news, Larry, this weekend, LCS Money in the Bank. Go to your YouTube machines tomorrow, and you'll be able to watch it on Saturday. We got the 6 matches on the card. The opening match, Face Ventura versus DOT Fan.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can see that. That's a grudge match there.
Getting some new blood in there. And I got to tell you, I've recorded that match already. It's a hell of a match. It might steal the show. It's a really good match. Yeah, it's entertaining. So that opens the card. And then next you have Face Ventura just stays out there, and he's in the corner for the Memphis 4, Amazing. It's actually the Memphis 2. Amazing and 4th and 26 will be fighting Mully and Tuffy, Chi-Town.
Oh.
So that's the second match.
Nice.
Then, let's see, the third match is the Intercontinental Championship, Major Minority versus Michigan Frank.
Ooh, fuck Michigan Frank.
Then the fourth match, the tag titles, myself and Mike L., known as Mike Dell, defending the straps against the Loonies, the Ryan and Lance.
Oh, yeah, I hope the Ryan and the Lance take the belts. Did you record that match yet?
No, I did not. That's the last. I always save me for last, so I got to record that tonight. And then
you're your own main event.
Yep, I saved me for the main event. And then the next, the fifth match on the card is the ladder Money in the Bank match. 6 people were involved: Larry,
nice.
Leahy,
nice,
Aaron C. Thompson, security guy Irv, Dick Banks, and who else? I think there's
the Iron Sheik.
The Iron Sheik. And someone else who I can't remember.
Hold on a second. Ziggy!
Yeah, who else was in that match? I recorded that one several days ago. I can't remember who's in it. The Sass. The Sass.
Oh, Scholar the Sass.
Yeah, there it is. Irv, Sass, Dick Banks, Hugh, Leahy, and Aaron C. Thompson. Whoever gets the Money in the Bank will be the number one contender. Because I don't know if you can have people cash in the briefcase just in a match. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know if you can do that. So
yeah, probably not.
But you will be trying to climb and get the briefcase, though. They have the briefcase there, so something. And then the main event, it's the Ed, the $1 Million Champion, against Street Dreamer. And it's for the world title, Street Dreamer's world title. Only the world title's on the line. The $1 Million.
Well, that's bullshit.
Hey, the Ed pulled some strings. Only the world title is on the line. So
I think this should be a strap for strap match.
Yeah. But
you probably can't do that on that game, though.
Yeah, I don't think.
No.
But we'll find out. It's a big main event. It's all the talk. Like, if you go on ESPN and stuff, they talk Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, and then next they talk the Ed and Street Dreamer. That's the next on the line. It's right
that
there
makes
with
sense.
it.
Yeah.
So now the betting odds, the Ed, the line has shifted quite a bit. He's now a minus 3,200 underdog. He's terrible. He's or favorite, I guess. He'd be the favorite at minus 3,200. Huh? Son of a bitch.
So what does that mean? Like, I saw Ed posted yesterday that like Mayweather was minus 600 and the other guy was like plus 500 or something like that.
So if you bet on Floyd, you would have to bet $600 to win 100.
Oh my God.
He's plus. So if the Ed's minus 3,200 against Street Dreamer, actually if you bet $100, you could win, or you would have to bet
3,200 to win 100.
No, you would get 3,200 if you bet 100. Well, yeah. Wait, I'm so confused. But yeah, if you're a minus, you're the favorite, right?
Hey.
So Connor plus 600 would be. You'd have to bet. Fuck it. Who cares?
100 to win 600.
Yes.
100 to win 600.
And yeah, so if you want to make money on Floyd, you got to bet 600 to win 100. All right.
Okay. I understand.
Floyd is minus 600.
Because I saw the Ed said he got him at minus 900.
Yeah, and the line. Everyone was saying the line was opening up at minus 1,100, and the Ed got in a bet at minus 900. And the Ed wanted to bet a shit ton of money, and they wouldn't let him. I think they said the most he could bet would be $500 or something, or $5,000.
No, I think
5,000.
he said something like that. 5,000. Yeah, he tried to bet like 18,000, and I think they said like 3,500 or something.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
but now the line went down to 600, and the Ed called me yesterday freaking out about this. He's like, I can't believe that the line is dropping so low. Like, what is going on that people think Connor can actually win? That's insane.
Yeah.
But, so the Ed is positioning himself to make a lot of money.
Not really.
No, not yet. But I'm talking like about a week. If this line stays anywhere close to minus 600, the Ed's going to bet a shit ton of money on Floyd and try and make, because it's free money basically. You know, I mean, what are the odds Connor can beat Floyd? It's ridiculous. So
yeah.
I mean, he's never boxed in his life, and Floyd is 49-0.
Dude,
insane.
It's just a payday. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just a hey, look at me, let me get paid.
It's going to be a spectacle. But if you're a gambler, that line of 600, it's nuts. Like it should be at least. Like I'm trying to think. I think what did the Ed tell me? What were the odds when? Like to put it in perspective, I think when Holly Holm fought Ronda Rousey, I think she was like a minus 1,200. Rousey was minus 1,200, and if Floyd's only minus 600, it's crazy.
I hear ya.
When
are you going to watch
Douglas,
that?
The Ed told me what the odds are when Tyson fought Douglas, and I can't remember what they were now, but I want to say it was like 18-1 or something, but I don't know. But well, I'm not going to watch it. It'll be $100, so I'm not going to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Would you pay what if people got together?
Yeah, I mean it'll be a spectacle to watch. You know, I'd watch it.
Is it going to be over fast, or do you think he just plays with them the whole?
If he should finish Connor, if he doesn't finish Connor within like 4 rounds, that's shameful. It's shameful. But knowing Floyd and what a little weasel he is, he'll probably just box him up and get a decision. If he even takes this to a decision, it's shameful. He needs to finish him. So I don't know.
Just to prove a point.
Well, yeah, because it's ridiculous. If you're the best boxer in the world and this is a guy who's never boxed in his life and you can't take him out, come on, it's absurd.
I'm with you. I agree. All right.
Like, it really shouldn't go any more than 2 rounds. I'd give him 1 round to play around with him and 1 round to finish him. But I don't know.
Now, will Connor try to tackle him or anything during the fight?
No, because if he gets disqualified, he loses his purse.
Well, I don't mean in but just kind of more clutchy grabby than a normal boxer would be. I mean.
Well, boxing it can always be clutchy and grabby, but yeah. But the big thing is he won't do anything cheap like kicking him or take down.
No.
He won't do any of that.
He
will. Because under boxing rules, he will lose his purse if he's disqualified. So he's not going to give away money. That's not going to happen. Good times.
That's going to be lame.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah, anything else?
No. I got nothing.
I've already butchered the Nazis in betting lines. I think that's enough. I'm going to do.
5-time. Are we going to do it again next year, Mike Dell?
Well, I didn't think they were going to do it this year, and they did, so who knows. But next year would be easier than this year, because this year there was a hell of a ride. But like I said, I just think next year, you usually need a year to build up that chemistry again after so many important people leave. So I really don't see them winning without Kunitz, Cullen, Fleury, Haynes.
When's the last time a team three-peated?
That would be the 80 to 83 Islanders who won 4 in a row. In basketball, the Lakers did it from 2000 to 2002, I believe.
What about football?
No one's ever three-peated in football. In baseball, the last team that did it was your New York Yankees.
Yes. What about NASCAR?
I think Street Dreamer did it in the late 80s. He won.
Oh, sweet. I thought that was him.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I got nothing else. I'm sleepy. You got anything else, Mike Dell?
I got nothing. Thanks, Sean
right.
Leahy. Fuck Puck Daddy. Thanks, Sean Leahy.
Yeah, fuck Daddy. Oh, wait, Tuffy put his hand up. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, bring Tuffy on real quick.
Hello.
Tuffy.
Hello, Tuffy?
Yeah, NASCAR 2006 and 2010, Jimmy Johnson, 5 in a row.
Really?
5 in a row?
Yeah.
Tuffy knows his shit.
Holy hell. Do you watch NASCAR, though?
Yeah, he loves it.
Why,
hey, Tuffy,
though?
I forgot to ask you when we were talking on the Ed Show, how was the water skiing and all that?
Good.
Yeah. Now, were you smoking cigarettes while you were water skiing?
Not while I was water skiing, but,
right.
you know.
Did you throw the butts in the water?
No.
All right,
were you like the Fonz wearing his leather jacket? Water skiing?
I wish.
That'd be pretty good. Hey, Tuffy, did you watch anything on the TV? Any movies? Anything?
Game of Thrones.
Did it start up, or are you just watching the old ones still?
I'm just watching the old ones.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Did you see Wonder Woman?
No, I have not.
Did you see Captain Underpants?
No, I did not see that either.
Hey, Larry, did our buddy Jank see Wonder Woman?
Yeah, he saw it.
Did he like it?
I think he liked it. I don't think he loved it. I think he was bitching about how Zack Snyder ruined Wonder Woman's character in the Batman Superman movie, so she had to keep going with that same character.
I'm just concerned about this whole Nazi timeline. I'm guessing they weren't officially Nazis in the movie.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of like getting you to talk about this kind of stuff. Do you remember that old sketch on the Ben Stiller show? Janine Garofalo was B- time traveler. Like, she would go back in history and try and fix things, but she only had a B- in history class. So she kind of knew what was going on, but not really.
Well, I'm saying, maybe they don't actually use the term Nazi. It's definitely inferred that it's them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the key thing, the term Nazi. That's the key thing. But
yeah, I don't know. But I'm almost sure it's all supposed to go.
Yeah, you could have.
What else, Tuffy? You ever see a guy wear Skechers in porn?
No, I have not seen that.
It's weird.
Have you ever done plated or blue apron, Tuffy?
I have not. No.
Have you ever had an ostrich burger?
No, I have not. I had a buffalo burger.
Ah, Ah, look at that. You had a buffalo burger, Larry.
Well, I'm getting bison burgers.
Yeah, same
buffalo.
thing.
It's a classier buffalo.
Yeah. Plus, I get cheese and lettuce with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much just tastes like hamburger.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
All right. Well, Tuffy, thanks for calling, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Did you guys watch that Cubs-Pirates game?
No, I still haven't watched a Pirate game in 2 years. Although I did watch that when they brought the Cup out at PNC Park, and I saw Sidney Crosby pitch. But
what happened? I'm guessing the Pirates blew it.
Yeah, they did. They were up 4-3, I think, going into the ninth, and they lost 9-5.
Close.
4-3 going into the ninth. Is that what you said?
I guess.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Well, who's closing for the Pirates these days? Is that Rivero kid? Or
I think so.
They took the ball off Watson after he blew like 4 in a row. I saw that.
Yeah, that guy's pretty bad.
Huh.
I don't know. I'm taking a break from sports right now.
Will you watch any sports until next January, or like will you watch the?
I mean, I'll watch football, and I'll watch the Pirates. Right now I'm taking a break for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm burned out. I'm sure, Tuffy, you're
probably
burned out from celebrating that Penguin victory too. You're just exhausted. So.
I'm certainly burned out from seeing Penguin stuff on Twitter.
Get used to it.
Yeah, I thought the child trafficking was bad.
Yeah, it should be done. Things are slowing down now. It won't be too much more.
Yeah. Looks like Juan Nicasio was closing out the ninth tonight.
I got the hiccups when hearing Juan Nicasio. That guy's still in the league?
Calm down.
0 innings.
He was really
3 hits, 1 walk, 4 runs.
Yeah.
He was really good for like the first 3 months last year, and then.
It's a shame the baseball seasons are 6 months long, or I've been really good.
Yeah,
it's good for 3 months.
They're still shorter than the hockey season. God damn, the playoffs are 6 months long.
Hey, Larry, training camp starts in like 95 days.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's a preseason game like two weeks from now. Need a break.
Fucking A. All right, Tuffy. Thanks, buddy.
All right.
There goes Tuffy.
Thanks, Tuffy. He's our official lawyer.
Yes, he is. And thank you, Larry. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And
Mike Dell, thanks for the plated.
Thanks for that lovely image about the Skechers.
Yeah.
Take that with me.
Keep a close eye out.
And thanks to Sean Leahy.
Sean Leahy. Fuck Daddy.
And Todd Teacher for visiting Sean Leahy. And, Jim Ivino for not calling me. He just didn't even call me.
Yeah, thanks for not calling me either, Jim Ivino.
Well, yeah, because, Jim's living in Pittsburgh now, Larry. We could visit Jim anytime we want.
Yeah, but we were never that close. Jim hates me.
Yeah. Let's see. I think I got some writing chums coming into town in like a week, so I think I have to leave the house in a week.
John Fortunato. Oh, we back in the show next week? Let's take a break next week. No show.
We'll see. Well, if we do a show, we got to have our buddy Pat Piccarelli's friend on who wrote that book. I got to still get him on the show. I think that book comes out next week, so we want to make sure we get that out. But yeah, I think I got to go into Pittsburgh maybe next week.
John Fortunato.
Yeah, and Vicky Thompson and Randall Silvitz. Yeah, and Mark.
You call him Randall?
I do call him Randall. Yeah.
You don't call him Randy?
Nope, call him Randall.
All right.
Like Clerks.
Is Randall a lot of fun, or is he pretty stiff?
No, he's a fascinating dude. He's written a lot of books, and he's also into like a lot of like paranormal, esoteric kind of stuff. So we always have interesting conversations. get together, Randall.
Yeah. See what his take is on Skechers. It's out of place. That's all I'm saying. It's out of place.
I have a great story about Randall, but I probably shouldn't tell it on the air.
No, yeah.
It's a hilarious story. So, all right.
We'll save it for that one episode that you'll reveal.
Yeah, there's
going
to be one episode. Stuff. Maybe the 10th year anniversary show. We'll do all these stories. How about that?
Yeah, do that. Yeah, you got 1 month. Start preparing shit.
Fuck. All right, Larry.
All right, Mike Dell. Go to edit19.com for your editing needs. He's just sitting around making top 11 lists, so he needs.
I know, I'm
doing
do. Nothing. Last 3 days, nothing.
Nothing.
It's great.
So you can get your project in and have it edited. And also at Cats and Khakis, or is it Khakis and Cats?
Cats and Khakis.
Cat on the Twitter. And then the other one, I don't know. It's X's and it's complicated.
Just obedient worker with X's instead of vowels, except for the first O. You need
yeah. There's an instruction sheet to find it. It's just more effort than it's really worth. I'll be honest. Oh shit! I dropped my headphones. All right, I'm back.
All right,
Mike Dell.
Hey, how are those new headphones working out for you? Are they good? Or?
I don't have new headphones.
I thought you got new headphones, didn't you?
Yeah, they suck. I'm back to the old ones.
I could have got you new headphones for your birthday. I thought you had new ones, so you didn't need them. And then, look, they suck. All right.
Yeah, they suck. I don't like it.
All right.
All right, passage in, Governor. 2 weeks. Balls in your mouth. Balls inside of your mouth all day. And then you have some balls. Balls.
Life sucks, and then you die. Shut up.
Thank you very much.